Good evening, passengers. Welcome aboard the SID View Flight OG25. Today's flight should be turbulent-free, but be prepared to brace for impact just in case. And as always, please observe the no smoking sign.
You want to keep working here. Stay off the drugs.
Good job, Remy.
You actually sound like you could do that.
Probably.
Yeah, it's soothing sounding. It puts me like in this tranquil state of mind.
Until they have to make an emergency landing.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm always.
Because Remy is the epitome of
I
calm.
know. I don't know if you were going to want her to be the one reading that message.
All you would hear is hyperventilating.
We've lost the right engine.
Screaming.
Dude, I fly a lot, and every time I fly, I'm scared.
Really?
I
Dude.
hate flying.
Last time we took off.
I just like the takeoff and the landing.
Oh, dude, we took
the
off,
worst.
right? I'm sitting next to a guy, and I'm like, you smell that? He's like, yeah.
I smell burning.
It's burning. No, it was wires. It was electrical smell burning. And I'm like, oh, I know one thing that's going to bring this thing down is a fire. Sure. All of a sudden, here comes all the stewardess. They're like running down. They're looking out the window, looking at the wings, and then calling back to the pilot. I said, oh, shit. At least I got my whole family with me now. That's how I was thinking.
Wow.
Well, I mean, listen, when the flight attendants are looking out at the wings out the window and you're 10,000 feet, that's enough to make you worried. All right. No problem. Oh my goodness. I'm a scaredy cat.
I've only flown once in the last 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I don't like flying.
Dude, every
I'd
time
rather
I
drive or
that's
take
crazy.
a train.
really
Understandable.
every time I go up high like that though, it gives me gas.
Take a train.
Are you sure?
Are you sure
Are
that's
you
not
sure
normal?
it's just the
I
altitude?
knew you guys were gonna love it. That's the reason why I said it. You
At
guys
low
took-
and high altitudes.
you
Doesn't
guys
matter.
Took the bait and ran.
All right, here we go.
Could easily said.
Well, let's start the insanity.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave for the next edition of the SID's View podcast. It was World Series weekend at Thompson. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. Diego's in the house. What's up, brother?
Man, Emma made a comeback. The World Series was good. How could you not love a full weekend of racing?
Indeed, we got the Reminator here on the controls, ready to roll.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, I was going to have to hammer Sean Monahan to it, but that dude, he's got too much going on right now. He just can't do it.
Yo, yo, yo! It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm here with my boys. Let's do this.
All right, my man Rob is there, black in black once again.
What up, everybody? Your man Rob back in the house. We got a lot of World Series action to talk, and a lot of races I'm going to see for the first time because goddamn did that thing run long.
All right, Bots is at the news desk. He'll have all the results.
Where's my super suit?
Like Rob, I'm also back in black. But coming up on the weekly update, the Thompson Stomp by Silk, another mini stock thriller, and more from the World Series.
All right, well done, my friend. Let's get things going now. If you want to be part of the party, you got to go to youtube.com/SidsView/join. Get yourself a podcast membership, $4.99 a month. You also get yourself some bonus videos on Thursday, as well as getting into the live chat, which is always hopping. And we have been creating some of that Thursday content with our in-studio guest. This guy's won a ton of races, the SK Light champion over at the Waterford Speedbowl and Thompson. Nick Hovey's in the house. What's up, buddy?
How's it going? Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, appreciate you having you here. This guy's won 22 stinking races all up and down the East Coast this year, so he's going to join us as we recap the Thompson World Series. Let's get our friends over at Monaco Ford up and running there on the old results ticker. You know how they do it, the top 5 finishers throughout the region. Diego, I got a couple things to go over here before we get started.
Let's do it.
For starters, I got to give a shout out to 2 people. Our main man, Sean Waddell, and Mason Silva, who, when I was giving all my shout outs to all the people that helped to make Sid's View what it was over the years, I carelessly forgot those 2. Waddell, of course, gives us the old radios, which made the production much more efficient. And of course, Mason, when my friends stopped coming to the races and I didn't have that grandstand commentary element, Mason came up and started hanging out with us, and was a big addition to the to what we were doing. So I just want to give those two guys a shout out because they were such a big help over the years. Then I got to give a shout out to my man CJ Canfield. You know, he's a mini stock maven. We had mentioned him last week as somebody who surprisingly had not won a race, and I had mentioned him as a 3-time champ. Cut him short. Yeah, but seriously. CJ's got 4 championships down there at the bowl. And so I felt bad because I slighted him because I did that when he was a 3-time champ. I called him a 2-time champ.
Yeah.
So CJ,
Well, when
sorry.
you win that many, you're like,
You know what? That's the thing, right? He has to take pride in the fact that he's got so many, I just can't keep track of them. You know what I mean?
right.
So I'm at the World Series on Saturday, and I'm walking around the old garage area. And I happen to see this little guy running, and then I see his mom, and it's Christy. And I said, oh, that's got to be our guy, Landon. So I met Landon Salamino.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were hanging out, talked with him, talked with his mom. I actually saw his Uncle Timmy earlier, who was running in the Timmy ran in the tour race.
Yep,
Yes.
tour
Yeah.
race, yep.
And so before we left, I said, Landon, come over here, man. We got to take a selfie. So that's me and him chilling at the Thompson garage. And hopefully he's watching. So,
Oh, yeah, Landon.
yeah, it was good to finally meet him. And then, Diego, I also stopped over at our buddy Waddell's trailer, peeked in there to say goodbye when I left on Saturday. And our buddy Keith Rocco was in there. And he said there was a little story about
this guy. I mean, listen, you're going to hear some of the extras conversation that our old buddy Nick had.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell you how Keith Rocco is. Now, that guy is a freaking ball buster to the umph degree.
Uh-huh.
So we're up, sitting up top corner where the trucks go. The trucks got to go in the back.
Yeah. Where were you guys, like behind the mountain?
Behind the mountain up on the hill, right? And
Yep.
so it's kind of mayhem back there. And like, it's amazing. You could just set a chair up, watch all the cars come by. You could see the guys that are running late for practice.
Yeah.
Because they're like, last car just went on the track. Here comes some modified. Well, it was kind of what was happening with Keith. He's like, stops the brakes. Sees me, stops the brakes. He's like, come here.
Like it's an emergency.
Like it's an emergency. I'm like, oh, he's going out. He's late. Let me help him out.
Yeah.
I go to his side. He's like, no, the other side. So I go to the other side, shuts the car off, right? I mean, what? It's just a complete ass. I said, Keith, what's wrong? Check the right rear tire for me, would you? Not only does he do that, do you get the joke?
No.
Waterford?
Tire controversy last week.
Yeah.
He says, check the right rear tire. Then he just starts the car up and hits the gas. That thing's fired out so much smoke, I about choked on myself. I'm like, what a dick.
Yeah.
But that's typical Keith Rocco fashion. I talk about him weekly in the pick-ums and how good he was going to be, and then he does that crap to me. That's it.
Yeah.
Disgraceful. But
That's-
on brand.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about this with Nick beforehand, right? I mean, Keith he's a legendary racer and a legendary ball buster. So that story is not.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's beating him at that. It's gonna take a long time for somebody to catch
Yeah.
up to him in that department.
You know how I take that? When he does crap like that to you,
It means he
I'm
likes
not
you.
really sure, because what he does to Ham is in another story.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? But
That's
so
its
when
own breed, right
That's
there.
its own breed. But, like I said, well, maybe Keith likes me. But I think it worked for him because he had a great weekend. I think he had that same right rear on that he had at Waterford.
All right. Okay. He evened up the score. I see what you did there. All right, let's get after it here. Bonds is ready to go. Let's do the weekly update.
Sponsored by Belltown Motors, and it's the World Series at Thompson. And we start with Friday night, where in the Outlaw Modifieds, John McKennedy pulled away to get his 3rd victory in that division this season. And once again, once he took the lead, nobody had anything for him. He's been ridiculous in that division this year.
I think he's been ridiculous overall.
That's true.
Yeah, he's had a great year. The one race that's probably eluded him is the one that he probably really wants right now.
Monaco
And
Modifieds.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one that's just eluded him, and he needs to cap off a spectacular season.
Well, I think he said that was the car that they wrecked at the fall final.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I think he said it was like a bare frame at one point since then. Yeah. And so, kudos to those guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's what those guys do, though, man. When I was in the modified world, I mean, Nick will tell you, because he's up at Rocco's shop regularly. I mean, you strip them down to a bare frame just about to get a clip put on them. And it's amazing how it takes all winter to build these cars.
Yeah.
And then you do it in 3 days.
Uh-huh.
Like, it just amazes me how that happens when it's time to get in. But McKennedy has just been awesome. He's almost a guaranteed pick 'em win.
Yeah.
If you pick him up at Thompson, because he's been that strong there.
They had a pretty solid field there. Woody finished second, Emmerling third, Swanson, Trevor Catalano, Goodale, both Bonsignors, Anthony Nacella, Ronnie Williams, George Bissett Jr., Austin Beers, Jeffrey Battle, Tommy Barrett was in the house.
Yeah.
Noah Corner, Mike Christopher was in Priest's car, didn't do too well, but there was 24 of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's pretty
field.
good.
I was actually surprised. It's not very often that you see Justin Bonsignor in anything other than the 51.
Yeah.
When I seen that going on, I'm like, ooh, that's
At least in
interesting.
recent times. He spent a couple years driving Art Berry's.
Yeah,
21,
years ago, but
yeah.
you don't see that anymore.
No,
You know?
No, it was good to see him and to racing in something else for sure.
Yeah.
Well, more on McKennedy later.
Ooh, all right.
In the 604 modifieds, Todd Owen pulled away from Keith Rocco to get his third victory of the year, winning the championship.
They needed that.
Yeah.
With the year they've had.
With the year
Yeah.
they've had. I mean,
Right.
Todd has struggled at Stafford.
And Waterford.
Even
For a
Waterford.
while.
Yeah.
Well, Waterford, they've turned it up. They won a race.
Right.
They're figuring it out. Yeah.
But Stafford has been just a tough year. I felt bad for him. And, I'm going to be honest, man. Like, people that don't race don't understand on how much it affects your week. And Nick, tell them just real quick about when you had that stretch of bad runs, man. It almost, it's a depressing week, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it affects your whole week, I mean, we wrecked 4 out of 5 weeks, and I mean,
Yeah,
I
you had a
wasn't-
tough stretch.
I wasn't ready to call it quits, but I mean, I wasn't excited to go to the races. By
like
any
it's not
means
fun
towards the end of
anymore.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
so I remember giving Todd a call mid-season, man, because it was on my heart. Because I felt bad, man. Like, the dude's trying. He's working on everybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
He's coming every week prepared, and it just wasn't working out. So congratulations to those guys for getting that win. They beat Keith Rocco all year and won that championship, and it's much needed for them. They at least salvaged something out of the year because they work
Right.
really hard. So that's my 2 takes on that.
Then we go 2 takes.
Yeah.
2 cents.
2 cents, yeah.
Thank you. Late models. Jake Johnson checked out from the field to get his 4th win of the year, and he got the track championship. That 91 has been lights out all year.
Yeah,
about-
class of the field that year.
Class
This year, yeah.
This year, he's been really, really good. I thought it was a pretty good, I know they got out, but, my nephew Brody was in the race, so I was a little bummed he got, he dropped out 2 laps in with a flat, but,
Oh, right. Yeah.
he was really fast, but you had Connor Souza up there.
Rowdy.
Yeah, Rowdy was
Yep.
up there. There was some good cars
Mark
up there.
Jennison,
Mark
Patrick
Jennison.
Emmerling.
Emerling was in the other
Oh,
91.
I thought Emmerling did a great job.
Yeah, finished 8th.
Yeah, but so that field, to me, is all, besides Jake Johnson, everybody else, and Rowdy Burns is maybe a little ahead of the rest of the field, but the 7 or 8 of them, they're all within a 10th.
Yeah.
And I thought Patrick Emmerling impressed me, but I forgot he has run some full-fendered cars, right?
Oh, yeah, he's run on the Xfinity
Nash-
series.
Xfinity
and the ARCA
series and stuff.
Yeah.
But those cars are a little on the edge. Them ACK late models, and I thought he did a great job. Even though he finished 8th, I was impressed with watching him that whole race. It was nice to have somebody of that caliber too in the division.
Right.
It was a nice little treat.
What happened with Brody?
Flat tire.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Just
sucks.
typical stuff. It happened on the 100 lapper. He's caught Rowdy Burns, was trying to go by, and those cars are something different. They run real low to the ground. If the frame's not dragging, they're not fast. And that's the way it is. You see a lot
Run
of
it
them
as low as possible.
Yeah, they're sparking, and so what happens is, you hit the deck. the car slides up, and I think he slid up into the one maybe a little bit, and then the one came back down, and that was it, a right front flat, and it's over, but it's a product of that car right now, because that's how they run. So, but anyways, I thought it was a pretty good race, and congratulations to Jake Johnson. That boy's nasty.
He won by a lot.
Yeah, but he's not only nasty in that, he's nasty at everything. And not to mention, I felt bad. His dad was driving their family car.
The 15,
Oh, that thing slid in the backstretch interior wall.
Yep.
Oh, that's a beautiful brand new distance car. Came back, the tire was all wedged up. I'm like, ooh, boy, that's tough.
That sucks.
But, yep.
Now we go to what I thought was the race of the night, the mini stocks. Ryan Pompicelli beat Andrew Krasminski by 0.03 of a second to score his third win of the year. Dave Trudeau brought home the championship.
I have the video of the last 2 laps, so here we go.
All right, looking
Good,
forward
because
to it.
I didn't see this race.
This was a good battle.
Krasminski all over.
Krasminski, that boy is fast.
Oh, yeah. I forgot when he goes to Thompson, he's fast there too.
Oh, he's real fast.
That design is so like Ron Silk-esque, kind of like that. The 19.
Oh, the 19.
But
Yeah,
not a
it's
good
really
one
nice
that
looking.
time as Krasminski draws up even with him down to 3 and 4. Whoa, we got a really good run through the center.
Oh, it
This
looks
is the
over
fastest
right
it's
here.
been, Pete, to overtaking Pompicelli as they come to the
I mean,
Diego.
they have so little power. It's like, how can he possibly come back? But there he is.
Diego, getting any old school Dan Dardenstead vibes?
Oh,
with a
yeah,
fast
huh?
number 53 in the mini stocks?
Look at the 19. What a way to battle here.
Yeah.
Look at he's trying to side draft, and it's honestly working.
Here they come. Off the 4th turn, down to the finish line.
Oh,
This
my
is
goodness.
for it at the line.
This is for real.
Wow.
That was good stuff
Yeah.
right there.
Wow.
The 10-car mini field to Thompson.
Listen,
Wow.
you know my thoughts on the minis at Thompson, but that was a damn good
Yeah.
race,
Right.
man. That was pretty awesome.
Couldn't have said it better.
I missed it, unfortunately, but congratulations to Dave Trudeau. Is that
Oh,
his
yeah.
first?
I think
I don't know.
might
I
be.
don't remember him winning a championship. He'd been at it a long time, man.
Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't have one at the Speedbowl, but I thought he might have
Maybe
had one
he
at Thompson,
does.
but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Maybe someone in the
congratulations.
chat can help us out.
Yeah.
Come on, chat.
Now we go to the Crown Vics where Ethan Williams goes 5 in a row, and he has won 6 of the season's 7 races up to that point.
I didn't see this race. 6 cars.
Yeah, I didn't see the race either. It's my hands were full pretty much all weekend,
Yeah.
man. I'm trying.
And then we have the R&R Open Street Stock Tour where, guess who? Ryan Lynham took the lead and pulled away from everybody to get the win. And it was crazy because I would look on Race Monitor. He is half a second at least faster than anybody else on the track.
Was it that black car with the green wing? That neon green? Is that car still
was-
in circulation?
It was
60.
dark
that
like
is
yellow.
that car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, it's fun to look at, so you're entertained for half a lap, then it's like, all right, let's pack it
What
up.
car are we talking about? The 19?
Yeah, the Open Street Stock.
The neon yellow.
Last year was
It's
black.
freaky looking.
Oh, yeah.
It's freaky.
He was half a second faster than
Oh, I-
everybody.
I think it was more than that in
yeah.
practice.
Well, yeah. He was probably sandbagging a bit during the feature to make it at least a little bit interesting.
During the race, I think Kyle Souza said that at one point he didn't even have the lead yet, and he was already going. He was in traffic, getting to the lead, and he was a second faster than the leader.
That's disturbing.
I forgot who told me,
That's
but
pretty
like
crazy, man.
that car's got motor, but man, it can go through the turns too. That's the
It's-
thing.
It's really not even motor though. If you watch halfway down the straightaway, it's kind of equal with the 68 he was racing
Yeah.
for a lead.
And the
But I mean-
77.
Yeah, but he just gains like 8 car lengths. He's on the throttle where I am in an SK Light. Like it's not even close.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Those guys, listen,
It's approaching wizardry at this point.
well, the
It
people
really is.
the people love to talk. The division loves to talk about him because they did their homework and built a badass race car. But the end of that race was great. I don't know if you guys were able to watch it, but he was with the 77. Is that his name? Who's the guy that was winning up there a lot?
George Baldwin?
I think it was Baldwin.
Well, that was the Saturday
That's the
event.
Saturday.
Oh, that was
race.
a Saturday race?
He was
Yeah.
racing Woodard, I believe, on
Oh,
Friday.
Woodard. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I got the races mixed up.
Yeah.
But man,
By the way, met George Baldwin and Austin Erickson. You know, we owed them $333 for the back-to-back.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, they came to clay.
And so I saw them both big fans of the podcast.
Oh,
Now, of
that's
course,
great.
they could have been stroking me because I was giving them $300, you know? But sounds like it was legit. And I actually had a good conversation with Austin just about the growing the Crown Vics, at least down at Waterford. And I said, yeah, we were all kind of skeptical, but it was good to see that division kind of grow. And I think we were in agreement that we just wish the Speedbowl would lift the restriction there.
Yeah.
The rules about entering,
exactly.
being able to compete.
Yep.
Well, now let's go to Saturday. Now, this was action-packed because the Sunday portion was pushed up to Saturday because of inclement weather. So there was a lot going on. We start with the NASCAR Modified Tour, where Ron Silk took the victory by a half a lap for his fourth win of the year. That was ridiculous to watch.
Yeah, he just dominated the race.
Well, you know what's funny? So, I actually fell asleep in the trailer
During the race?
Yes.
You're an old man.
Well, because we all got there at 8:00 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. So we put Flo up on the TV in the trailer to turn the heat on. And I remember Jason Beal opened the door and everybody was there sleeping. But Ron Silk, I feel like it's all or nothing with him this year. Either he is totally putting an ass whooping on the field, or he's in running mid to back of the pack and pulling off the track.
So on
he's
the
got
tour,
11 starts and he's won 4 times.
on the tour, he's got 11 starts, 4 wins, 6 top 5s, 8 top 10s, and 1 pole award, and he's 11th in points.
11th.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
And we know that field, Silk, Beers, Bonsignor, they're not slouches. They're all fast. To win by half a lap, I know the last 120 laps or so went green, but that is absolutely insane to be able to pull out that far ahead in this day and age and win by that much.
Right.
so he's got twice as more wins as anybody else. No one else has more than 2.
That's also crazy.
Yeah, Austin, Craig Lutz, and Emmerling all have 2 wins apiece.
And I want to shout out Matt Swanson.
Hell
Finished
yeah.
second in that race in the Casella car, and he won the 2025 Flow Racing Connecticut Challenge. And he needed that run. That second place was huge.
What a great run, because they struggled in the ROC race.
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, they struggled, and he came out, man. That just made his weekend. That's probably got to be his best finish ever on what a great stage to do it on.
And his car came alive late in that run. He was picking him off one at a time. In fact, he passed both Beers and Bonsignor, who had a pretty hectic battle themselves, didn't they, Remy?
Yep. So, so sorry. I do have the video of that battle, so here we go.
All right.
That was the best one ever.
In the zone of his own.
These two were going at it for like 20
Here
laps.
comes Austin Beers. Leans on him just a bit. Beers. Almost was there. Can he make the move, Joe?
Almost was there. Oh, he there,
yeah.
man.
Contact in turns 3 and 4. Beers will try to slam the door, and he does.
And that was big because Bonsignor lost 2
Yeah,
spots.
way off the, he was way back now.
And they're battling for the championship. Now, for lap after lap, Beers tried getting past Justin, but
Yeah.
Justin, he's hard to pass.
Yeah.
So Beers tried going low, gets cut off, tries to go high. Justin would cheat up a bit, makes it difficult, and Austin just really forced the issue there because he had enough and made it work. And that was critical because he's got a championship to fight for.
Yeah, and you make a move like that, you probably want to get gone after that. So
I mean, he really didn't force the issue, I think. I mean, he tried to pass him for like 30 laps.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to, you know what's at stake. And I mean, he was in there anyway, entering 1.
Right.
And Justin tried to hold him down, which he should. But I mean, honestly, Austin did it cleaner than most. I mean,
True.
there's
That is true.
there's nobody else,
Yeah,
especially
square.
the modified, that
Right.
run behind somebody for 40 laps trying to pass him without. I don't even think he hit him in the bumper at all, really.
I wonder if the fact that he's the point leader played a factor in that. If he was the one chasing Justin for the championship,
I don't think so. I mean, if you watch,
you don't think he'd be a
Austin-
little bit more
I mean,
aggressive?
Austin's probably the cleanest guy I've watched on a tour. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think he really ever hits anybody.
No, he is
Yeah.
a
in
pretty
all
clean
honesty.
driver. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So that's
What a
big in
great
the
year for,
championship
I mean,
race.
regardless of what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are tremendous. And they always finish well. They finish where they have to finish. They beat Justin. They had to beat Justin.
At
right?
Thompson. It's hard to beat
at
Justin.
Thompson. So the last race is this week at Martinsville.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's this week, but
Is it this week?
No, it's
Next
it's-
week.
It's a week from Thursday.
Yeah.
So it's in like 9 days.
I mean, they're in the catbird seat, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Justin wins again, I have all the respect in the world for Justin if he scores another championship, but it's hard not to pull for Austin. First of all, Austin's just a likable dude, but his car owner is one of my favorite people. He has had a really tough, since COVID, he's had a tough go at it. It's great to see him back at the track. Those guys have been at it a long time, Ronnie and Sly and all those guys. Danny's in the chat.
Yeah.
This is a big crew, and it would be really nice to see them seal the deal, but you never know what can happen here. We got one race to go.
Now we go to the Race of Champions, the 75th running of the Race of Champions at Thompson, and Matt Hirschman once again claimed victory in that prestigious event.
Diego, you know what that means?
Tell me.
Well, I guess what we're going to do is we'll hit you up maybe with something like this.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get too excited now. All right.
Okay.
So Matt Hirschman has a record 10 wins in the Race of Champions, twice as many as the person with the next most, who is Dutch Hogue, who won all 5 at Langhorne, so that's like 50 years ago. Hirschman's wins also have come at 4 different tracks. Oswego, he's won 3 times. Chemung, which I believe they only ran there once, and he won it. Lake Erie, which was the most recent before Thompson, he won there 5 times, and now Thompson. So 10 Race of Champions wins at 4 different tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was there. It was kind of neat. They actually had, I guess they do similar to kind of like the Stanley Cup here. This is the Race of Champions trophy, and it had all the winners from the 70-something years all on it. That was on display.
That's cool.
On the Midway at Thompson. Yeah, it was really cool. Hirschman, listen, he's won all the big races. Just another notch in the belt for him.
I feel like I haven't seen a whole lot of success with Hirschman at Thompson, so to see him take the lead late in the race and just never look back, I was like, geez.
So here's the thing with that race. It was a little bit strange because it's a 150-lap race, and then we had another 150-lap race because of the weather.
Yep.
But I was just thinking in terms of, the Race of Champions, it used to be the event to bring the biggest stars in modified racings together.
Yes.
And that was what the Race of Champions was. So just think about this. In this race, right? Matt Hirschman, John McKennedy, Patrick Emmerling, Austin Beers, Eric Goodale, Ron Silk, Ronnie Williams, Kyle Bonsignor, Matt Swanson, Chris Pastriak, Justin Bonsignor, Andy Jankowiak. All heavy hitter names in modified racing. You can throw in there Jeffrey Battle, who was the New England Supermod champion. You can throw in Max Zackham, who won the biggest SK race of the year, the SK 5K.
Yep.
And it also had the top 9 in points from the Race of Champions series. So, I don't know if the race itself was super compelling, but as a historian, I wanted to see if this was going to draw the big names. And, I mean, there's a couple names there, right? Like, Craig Lutz isn't in there. None of the Catalanos. There's maybe a handful of guys, but for the most part, it did attract the biggest names in modified racing, and that's a cool thing.
So, do you think it was a success?
I mean, in those terms, yes, but I mean, it's one of those things where like the hype into it, and then the actual result is different. I mean, it wasn't the greatest of races.
It's a 150-lap race.
Would I be wrong in saying this? So, in years past, I'm not sure if it's because there's outlaw modifieds, ROC modifieds, wheel and modifieds. I almost think, that weekend, to me, and this is just my opinion, there's too many tour-type modified races for that weekend. When they had the MRS there on a Friday night or an outlaw race last year on a Friday night, there was like 35 cars.
Yeah.
37 cars.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you had to watch qualifying. You had to watch practice. I mean, that's just what I did. At one point, the ROC modifieds, I thought there was only 20. I'm like, damn, what a bummer.
Well, they had. I talked to Joe Scott Nicky, who runs the series.
Yeah,
and he said they had 27, and then when the schedule changed, certain guys weren't going to do both races on the same day. I believe Salamito was one. Swanson might have been one. I forget the exact two, but I said to him, I'm like, listen, you lost 5 cars and you still got 22 to start. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm just thinking like, so I'm not saying the race was only they know if it was
I mean, it was tough because that and the tour. If it was the highlight of Saturday, I think
probably would have been better.
It would have, it would have had a better perception. The fact that we had to cram it all because of Mother Nature.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
And it was almost like it was second fiddle to the tour race because you knew the tour race was coming up next, and that was going to be another 150.
Well, you know, only reason why I bring it up is because as a race fan and a modified guy, man, there's nothing better than 35 modifieds starting a race. I mean, I'd look out there, I'd be like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't want to start 17th right now, because if something happens, it's going to get real bad. And so that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to discredit what they did. But I just liked, as a fan, the one big open race and then the one big tour race on Sunday. I know they had to cram it all in, but back then you would have, Todd Owen show up with a car, his open car, a bunch of different open car guys would come to them open or MRS races.
Yeah.
They didn't bring their cars to this race. And it's kind of a bummer because I like those cars being in the race.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I like 35 or 37. But
all right.
Yep.
Well, now we go to the New England Super Modified Series where John McKennedy dominated the race for his 3rd win of the year, while Jeffrey Battle finished 2nd in the race and scored the championship.
I mean, listen, we've said it many a time how McKennedy with the super mods and the mods, it's impressive, man.
Mm-hmm.
He might be one of the hottest
for sure
open wheel drivers, besides Ron Silk.
Yeah.
Those two are really
But again, Ron Silk's not doing it in the super mod too.
The versatility is the difference.
Yeah, when you throw the blanket of open wheel onto both of them,
I don't care.
give
The
that
value
stuff
that he's
79.
doing it on the wheeling tour is as loud as what John McKennedy's doing to me. Right? To win 4 and 11 starts, like you're nasty. You're nasty, but Jeffrey Battle's been great in that division.
Yeah.
He's
a champ.
He's the champ. And McKennedy went there and took his money.
Well, not to sell Battle anything short, but McKennedy did not run a full season and still won 3 times.
Right.
Yeah.
He took basically the middle chunk of the season off.
Yeah.
But Battle won like 4 or 5 in a row.
I felt like
crazy.
we were constantly reading his name off. You're constantly
I picked him. McKennedy screwed me in the pick'ems. Thanks,
constant.
John. That's great.
Now we go to the Modified Clash, which was a mixture of 604 mods and SK modifieds. I think they had about 16 of them there for that race.
Is that what that meant? That's what the Clash meant?
They had 604s and SKs together.
I got 20 listed in the...
Oh, were there 20? Okay. It was a good field either way. And Keith Rocco pulled off the victory in the 50-lap feature. That's his 5th win at Thompson this season. I thought Todd Owen might have had something for him, but it looked like he used his stuff up.
It was that juiced up right rear tire. But listen, it was a great mix of cars.
Yeah.
Noah Corner was in the race. Brian Narducci.
Steven
Chapman. Jeff Rocco made an appearance.
Yeah.
Jacob Perry was in the house.
Poor Ramstrom destroyed his car during the feature.
Did he?
Oh, yeah. He jumped.
That's a new car this year, too.
Yeah, he hit the turn 3 wall hard. But it was a really good mix of drivers.
I wish they would do more of that for that division next year because the 604 still beat the mods.
That is true.
Right?
Do we know if Keith's car was a 604 or an SK?
It was a 604.
That was a car for the,
okay.
and he put an ass whooping on him.
Yeah.
The best SK was Noah in 4th, I believe.
Yeah.
And Noah ran great.
Yeah.
He did.
Noah had a great weekend. Those guys, I know you guys, I used to pick him a lot last year because I know Noah used to be, he was really good in the legend cars.
Oh, yeah.
Their program is really starting to turn a corner. Their open stuff is getting better wherever they go. Because for a while they were getting lapped and, he was leading his heat race. He missed turn 4.
Oh, yeah.
He missed it, but he ran a hell of a heat race. Those guys had a lot of speed. I really think they're turning a corner, and I'm really happy for Pop's Corner. Big Pops, because that guy, we talk, every now and then, and we just conversate, and he's like, when I put it in the box, it was a good night. And they've been doing a lot of that, putting it back in the box and running competitive. So I think Thompson really needs to look into intermingling them because the mods, the regular SKs, because Owen finished second, right?
Yeah.
And that was a 604.
Nick, do you know if there was any sort of weight break or something between the 604s and SKs?
So I know SKs had to run a gear rule with a rev box.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I'm talking out of my ass here, but I think it was like a 100-pound difference, if I know correctly.
Maybe that opens the door for that being a possibility more often next season. I don't know. But time will tell. We're going to go to the SK Light Modifieds now, where our guest, Nick Hovey, held off John O'Sullivan. Well, I say held off, got past and passed back on Johnny O'Sullivan, the yellow checkered, to get his 6th win in 7 starts, giving him the championship.
Reminator?
So we have the ending of the SK Light race. So here we go.
This should be interesting.
Base car is off. And the green
Single
flag is
file
in the air.
restarts. You don't see that
You had your
often.
KRR car up there. Isn't that your Stafford car?
Yeah. Nose to tail, literally.
Who's that? Bloxham going down low there?
Oh, look at him.
Jumping out of line. in
Kevin
that
Davis
battle
was
for the
really
third
impressive
spot.
He was that kid's good. Whoa!
Johnny O making it.
Nick Hovey.
Hovey, you had it covered.
Hovey crosses back over. Tries to make the pass and does. Hovey's back to the lead. Look at O'Sullivan in the
That's
caution
coming to the
flag is
yellow
out once
checkers.
again. Turn 2.
They're throwing a checker.
Throwing the checkers.
Yeah. They threw the yellow checker because
blue on that
the
one.
modified tour race was up next.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of it was already a massive time crunch to begin with. And they scrapped heats for y'all as well to make up that time that was being lost because of the other races. So
Well, listen, those guys, they were wrecking a lot.
they were.
The 604s were the SK Lights, there was a lot of, I'm like, damn.
By the way, 28 SK Lights.
That was a great
28.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's good.
I was excited to watch that race. I forgot. They were like, marshals running around like, trucks line up. I'm like, line up. Like, this is the SK Light race. Are we going out? And then we go down there and we sit there for 5 hours.
Yeah, that sucked for you guys. I kind of felt
Yes.
bad for y'all because that should
but
not have happened.
I did not want. That's the one race that I really wanted to watch, and I think he pissed off the 15 there for a minute, and the 15 was warming up Nick's bumper, and Nick was running this high line that was just ridiculous.
Yeah, you were running really
Yo,
high
my
up on
man
the
was
track.
like up touching the woods. Yo.
Any higher, you'd be in the marbles.
I can't get past if you run that high.
That's true. That's true. And if you do get past, it'll just cross you over.
Johnny O though was on it. Johnny O ran great. I mean,
yeah, it's the best he's run in a while. up there.
he was putting the pressure on Nick not to mess up, and I don't think I've seen him run that good all year. So congratulations to those guys.
I was just bummed that the yellow checkered happened. I would have liked to see that race play out to the end, but
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about yellow checkers a little later in the show.
all right. Then we're gonna move on to street stocks. By the way, congrats on the championship, Nick. Didn't really talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Street stocks. Ryan Lynham. Ever heard of him?
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
I picked him.
Yeah. Well, he took the win. There was a late race restart, and Baldwin gave him a run for his money, but in the end, Lynham got the win. Larry Barnett, Leadfoot Larry, got the championship, his 7th at Thompson. Only Keith Rocco has more with 9.
That's impressive.
That's a nice stat right there.
yeah.
It is.
I'm very happy for Barnett because, like last year, he lost the championship, getting bumped out of the way. The rule changes mid-season. He stuck with it, and it's nice to see him get that championship.
He's been at it a while, man.
A long time.
Listen, I remember back in the 80s.
No, he was in the first season, the '88 season at the Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. I remember him. And then his wife at the time, Debbie Barnett, she raced.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's how long Larry's been. I've been watching him since I've been 12 years old, watching Larry Barnett race. And
Cousins with Mike Holdridge. You know that?
So, I
We
always
talked
knew
about
he
that.
spotted for him. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yellow and red 28.
Right.
And
yeah, which was
yellow-
the opposite of the 82, which was
Right.
Dale's. Yep, back in the day, that was his number.
Yep.
You just love to see good things happen to good people, and Larry Barnett is a good dude.
Oh yeah,
He's a
for
really
sure.
good dude.
But did you get a chance to watch the end of that race? It got real interesting because Baldwin,
He tried.
he gave Lynham all he could handle.
Yep.
It was interesting. I mean, I'm talking like turning down into him on the straightaway, then Lynham going into the last corner totally blew 1 and 2 because it's the first time that anybody's been able to apply that kind of pressure to him.
Mm-hmm.
It was a green-white checker, and Lynham had to start on the outside, and I'm sitting there with Scoots, who owns the car, and he's like, oh, this is not going to be good. And that's what he's saying. I'm watching him, but of course, Lynham pulled it off, and Baldwin ran him clean, and it's hard to knock a guy and a team for bringing a badass car to the track.
It just makes everybody else try harder to get better.
You have to. I say this, right? When you race guys like him, you race guys like Nick Hovey, you have to become innovative to beat them.
Yeah, because they raised the bar.
That's it.
There was an incident that happened during that race. Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have the in-car, and we'll also show you from the race footage of a car on fire. So here we go.
Okay.
Sounds exciting.
Right now, though, he's getting passed by Aaron Clemens. Clemens went 3 wide. Caution flag is out. Trouble up in the... And a little bit of a fire there, too, on the, looks like the 64.
Oh.
Michael
Mike
Malburn.
Malburn. History about to be made.
All right, so that was scary.
Yeah.
But our man Kenny Curtis sent us the old clip. He had the camera going inside that car.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing how he picks the right driver,
Right.
it seems like.
Yeah.
Mike Mulburn, am I pronouncing that right? That's the driver here. Go ahead, Rems.
Blew up.
Now it's like beat the clock. Get the hell out of there.
I like watching him. Let's see.
He got out of there pretty quick. Whew. You ever had that happen? I had that happen with your brother once at Thompson. I had a camera in his car, and his car caught on fire.
Waterford.
No, Thompson.
Really?
2014, I think. Yep.
So I was sitting next to his father.
Yeah.
We were standing up watching. He's like, oh, what happened? I'm like, that's a 64. He goes, oh, no. I'm like, is that your car? He's like, yeah, that's my son.
Oh, boy.
So I said, oh, it's too bad. He goes, yeah. That car's been sitting in the woods for 3 years. We just pulled it out.
Oh, no.
You're kidding me. You just rolled it out. He said we changed the belts, changed the battery. Here we are.
And then kaboom.
Kaboom. Yeah.
Not too shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Now we go to the Pro Trucks for their regular season finale. Well, season finale. They have a championship 4 system. Ryan Kuhn ends the year with his 4th victory in a row, dominating the race to win the championship.
Yeah, so we also screwed something up there, too. We said that Dwayne Knoll was at the championship hunt, and it was Todd Taylor.
Something happened
with the points?
In Marshall's midweek reviews.
Oh, okay.
that kicked, I think, that kicked Dwayne Knoll out.
And Taylor in.
And then Dwayne Knoll and Paradise didn't show up for the race because they were that pissed about it.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
It happens. Marshall's rules are he goes back and reviews videos.
Yep.
And he has this, this contact rule, A, B, C, D, E, F, G rule.
Yes.
And if you touch them, you go to the back. Everybody knows that. And so if he reviews something like it happened for us, we finished 7th to Randy Burr this week. I'm his first comeback.
Yeah.
In the trucks in like 4 years. And upon official review, I think Randy Burr hit somebody earlier that spun out, and Marshall went back and seen it and relegated him back to like 14th spot.
Wow.
I think that's what happened. So that's his rules. So he's really trying to keep everybody honest because he wants everybody to show up. So don't be banging people.
Yeah.
And,
Well, Ryan Kuhn, you talked last week about how he hadn't had much luck at Thompson.
Oh, boy.
He was the class of the field that night at the
Yeah.
World Series. Nobody could touch him. The only other championship driver that was really with him was Palomar until he broke the lollipop on the sway bar.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. You could see that truck leaning hard on the right side in the last half of the race. So
Yeah.
that was Kuhn's to lose from the green flag.
Yeah, he was unbelievably quick all weekend, but
All year.
All year, yeah. I love the truck, so congratulations to them.
But Emma did a good job starting back in 13,
So,
14?
listen, it was our first race back, and when this whole process started, that's Bradley Strickland's old truck, and I says, Emma, what do you think? Because I'm going to be honest, sometimes we get caught up in racing, and we got to keep moving up, and we moved up, and we just weren't having much success, and it was the pressure on Emma was immense because she feels like, I need to get results for the team, and then we're wrecking a lot. It's costing a lot of money, and I thought it was the right thing to do for us. And Emma struggled a little bit. Sean's on the radio with her, and I'm going to say this. Sean says to Emma on the backstretch, Emma, you got to shit and get off the pot here. What are we doing? Right? He says that to her down the backstretch. Emma starts driving away from the 5 truck by like 8 lengths. I said, okay. And then the yellow comes out, and she got the Northeast Truck and Off-Road Hard Charger Award.
Yeah, that's cool.
So she picked up some bonus money there. And more importantly than that, and this is for all racers out there, because it's so easy. Not everybody's as confident as our guest, and you lose confidence at racing. You need young people in racing, and it becomes not fun before you know it, they're out. And so, Emma got out of that race, and we're looking forward to going back to the bowl. So it was a great thing. I'm happy I was able to talk about it. So, but I'm just happy to be back in the trucks and having some fun.
Nick, you familiar with that guy Monahan on the radio?
Yeah, I mean,
what's he like as a spotter?
He's awesome as a spotter. Not kind of like that story, but my first SK Light win at the Speedbowl, we had a red flag, and I'm sitting in turn 1, and he goes, "Hey Nick, look right," and he's standing there on top of the golf cart eating an ice cream cone. So that was probably the best moment of the radio.
I tell you what,
That's a
he does a
perfect
great
story.
job spotting for you at Stafford too.
Yeah,
He's really good.
Yeah, you always say that.
Thanks, my spotter.
You know what?
Big spotter Sean.
I see everybody on Facebook complain about it, and it's people I've never even met before, and that's the best part.
Yeah.
Is just seeing the amount of people on Facebook who truly think I have a spotter, and it's just awesome.
Jeez.
All right, now we go to the NEMA Lights, where they had their finale, and Kyle Valeri got his first win of the season. Randy Cabral became the first dual series champion in NEMA history, winning the NEMA and NEMA Light title in the same year.
That's pretty cool.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
And they do a lot of racing.
I was texting. I texted Tim Bertrand just to make sure I had this right. So he drives the NEMA Midget for Bertrand Motorsports. The NEMA Light he drives for his dad. So 2 different car owners. Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, Randy's one of the best. He's been for as long as since I came back.
Been at it.
Yeah, in the late '90s, I feel like he's been winning races. He's been at it a long time.
Then we go to the Pro 4 Modifieds, where Rob Riccardi Jr. got his 5th win of the year. And then in the Crown Vics, Ethan Williams swept the weekend. 7 victories out of 8 races this season.
Wow.
Is it? Are you sure it's Rob Riccardi? I thought it was Rob Ricciardi.
Whatever.
I thought it was Riccardi.
Oh, I did too.
He busted my balls. I got a message. So first, I'm waiting in line to go in. I know Rob pretty good because we both built Spafco cars. He goes, "You got no love for me?" I'm like, "What do you mean? You haven't picked me yet." I said, "Oh, damn." I said, "I'll appreciate you watching the show."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, of course, today, what happens in the morning? I told you.
Probably got it even worse today.
Diego, just be glad somebody wanted you to pick them.
No, they want me
That's
to
true.
pick
No,
you.
no, no. That's extremely rare.
That is correct. Rob's correct. on
Could
that.
possibly be even rarer going into next season, but that remains to be seen.
If we were keeping score, we'd give a Rob a point for that observation.
All right.
Bonsa, is that it for results?
That is, yes, for results.
All right, let's do some points here real quick before you carry on. Let's give the old final tally over there at Thompson. Thanks to our friends at Serve Pro. So Todd Owen is your Sunoco Mod champ. Jake Johnson getting it done in the late models. Nick Hovey by a solid margin there, getting it done in the SK Lights. Larry Barnett over George Baldwin, who I believe won 4 out of the 5 races that he appeared in. And then Trudeau getting it done. Bill Porter, shout out as the rookie, finished in 2nd place.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do some touring updates. So Austin Beers now going into the last race with a 14-point lead. 33 over Craig Lutz. That's probably Craig's like mathematically alive, but not much else.
Shot.
Yeah. We still got another week before we finish up with the Monaco mods. MRS is racing this week. Their last race, that would be, again, that's between Missouri and Roby, 16 points apart. The Actor, they'll be up at Oxford this week. Same with Pass. They got 2 races. And that's final over there with the New England Super Modifieds. Jeffrey Battle. And then we have, so that's the final. So they get like 2,500 points or something. Look at the extraordinary amount of points there in the final standings there for the trucks.
Oh, for being in the championship
Yeah.
war? Jeez.
Nema's now updated. Randy taking them both. And Randy Clark has now a 7-point lead over Doug Missouri Jr. They have one more race left. So big thanks to ServPro and JDL Motorsports for updating the points for us. Back over to you there, Bonsa.
Thank you, Sid. Race Day CT reported that Chris Machad, co-owner of the American Canadian Tour, along with Tom Mayberry, owner of the Pro All-Star Series, will be operating the Thompson Speedway Oval in 2026, with expectations that the schedule for next season will be similar to this year's. The partnership between Machad and Mayberry as operators at Thompson began in 2020, and they've stayed together since, supporting the Thompson Oval, which is huge.
That's going to be their 7th year.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Remember, you almost didn't give them credit that I was going to stick around.
Right.
A lot of
It's
times
hard
people,
to believe that it's already been 7 years.
a lot of people have doubted
Right?
whether that would continue on. There was a lot of doubts last year if they would come back to operate the track, but they keep doing it.
And even listen, and I don't know Tom Mayberry at all. I've gotten to know Chris a little bit, but they run like competing series, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
technically, Axe a late model series and Pass is a pro stock series or
Right.
super
Right.
late model, but so it was on the surface from a distance, it seems like a strange partnership, and then just because of the lack of preferred dates that you would be able to promote races at Thompson is another reason why it just seems so unlikely. I mean, I think I can speak for everybody in this room that we're totally thankful that they're coming back.
100%.
Yeah.
But it's strange, like you said,
Weird.
that they
seems
that they
impossible.
still do. You
Right.
know,
Well, if people back then could see the long range forecast and said, "Man, this is going to be a 7 to 10 year plan," there may have been more cars because you always had that vibe like,
What
Yeah.
if?
Yeah.
Is this the last year?
Right. Is it coming back?
"Is this the last year?"
Since
Yeah.
COVID, really. It's
Yeah,
been that.
and that's what it's
Right.
been. So it's hard to get the ball rolling,
yeah,
right?
Yep.
And they continue to keep plugging away at it. And it must be profitable for them if they keep doing it, right? It's.
You would think.
I would think, right? Why would you come back if it wasn't? You're only leasing the place. If you're not making money, or I don't know the answer to that.
what do they have? 6 events this year?
I thought 6,
Six or seven.
but they count like this weekend. They would count as 2 events, or something like that. They might have 2 late model races to start the opener.
We had 7 races.
7.
We had
Yeah,
7.
the SK Lights had 7, yeah.
Yeah, that right. So there's basically once a month. The icebreaker was in March. Then there was a Wednesday in April, May, June, July, August, September, and then the World Series in
Yeah.
October. So they went once a month. You're right. They do count the icebreaker as 2 events and the World Series as 2 events, but so for 9 total, but 7
Yeah.
different events as we see it. Yeah, kind of thing. Yep.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for them, where would the Oval be? Let's be real.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was very concerned. Even, like we said, since COVID, I mean, in 2020, it was really kind of
Listen.
hack and slash, get a purse together for these events to be put on. I thought it was basically dead in the water.
I'm going to
there.
tell you this: 10 years, maybe 15 years ago. I'm going to say 15. It was some of the best racing.
Absolutely.
Street stocks. I'm going back when Teddy and Keith. And
Do you remember the World Series? It would be the World Series would be the Tour, the ISMA Supermods, the NEMA Midgets, and they would have the SKs, and they would have the Streeters on Sunday. That was the first race after the national anthem at noon.
Oh yeah,
because there was like 35 of them.
Yep.
I remember a couple of years ago, I got in trouble there. Tapley walked me off the property, but I started like 33rd or 35th.
Right.
And climbed all the way to 3rd, and that was on a Sunday street stock race. I mean, could you imagine 35 streeters?
Dude.
Like you're just like drooling.
The
Like,
first-
give me the popcorn. Let's go
The
for
first
this.
Thompson race I ever went to was 2011 World Series Sunday, I think. And again, not to say Waterford was not good at the time, because
That's
at that
the
point,
Glen-
Waterford was great.
That's the Glen Reen race.
Yes,
Yep.
but that was a mind-blowing experience. I mean, that was, I think, at the time, the biggest track I had gone to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were limited sportsmen at the time, in 2011, but oh my God, that I could have watched 100, 200 laps of that. It was just nonstop.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about how the World Series is a little bit different. And, of course, I only went up there Saturday, and I did not stay for the whole event. But I had a good time.
Yeah.
This
same.
weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I thought there was a lot of people there. The car
yeah.
counts were pretty decent across the board.
Oh, yeah.
It was a pretty packed house.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
You couldn't
stands
ask
were
for
full.
better weather,
Yeah.
right? Remember
It
going
didn't
to,
feel cold.
if you went to the World Series like 15, 20 years ago, if you
Oh.
didn't have 4 layers, you were freezing your ass off.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So we've had a break with that where the recent years the weather's been better, but I had a good time. So I'm thankful that they're coming back, man. So
Yeah, me
that's
too.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now we go to Seekonk Speedway, where there was some sad news at the Pumpkin Smash Thrill Show on Saturday. Jonathan Levins was struck by another vehicle on the track, causing him to spin out and collide with the concrete wall. Suffered 12 broken ribs, a collapsed lung, and had an internal brain bleed as a result of the incident. Last report,
Yeah.
last report we saw, he had not yet regained consciousness, but he was moved out of a trauma intensive care unit and is now in a neuroscience ICU. So we continue to keep the Levins family in our thoughts.
Damn, man.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
long
terrible.
road to recovery.
Damn, man. That sucks.
Yeah, really, that was really tough news to hear, and it sounds like from all I've read that they had a lot of praise for Seekonk and the safety crew for doing all they can under the circumstances, and yeah, just a terrible thing. You know, those events are such big money makers for the track.
Yep.
And it always seems like a packed house and a good time. That's the last thing that you want to hear, or something like that happen. So hopefully that he can, make a full recovery. But just shocking news to hear how bad he got banged up.
Unbelievable.
That's brutal. Now we go to Las Vegas, where NASCAR had their Cup race. Well, they had a couple races on that weekend, but in the Cup Series, Ryan Preece rebounded from a speeding penalty to finish 9th, giving him 12 top 10s on the year.
Pretty good.
He said it was one of the best cars he's ever driven in Cup, too.
I didn't know if that was AI or if he was really saying that.
Why?
That's such a-
Why is that?
Well, because, I mean, I don't.
I mean, is it AI? You can't really tell anymore. I have no idea.
You
It could have
really
been.
can't, but
It
you
could have
know,
been.
so I didn't watch the race, but I'm like, he finished 9th. I'm like, maybe it was his best car. Because
Well, at Vegas earlier this year, I think he finished like 4th or something like that. So he's had a fast car there this year.
But I mean, listen, those guys have put it together. Listen, it's hard to beat Penske, right? Gibbs,
Hendrick.
and Hendrick.
Yeah.
Those 3 teams are winning,
Yeah.
right? They're the only 3 teams winning.
They've boxed in the final 8 is all them.
I didn't watch, but I guess Denny Hamlin got super emotional, huh?
He did.
And what was that for? Because he's in the final?
He got his 60th win, and his dad has not been doing well.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of things where it really came out when he climbed out
Right.
of the car. I had never seen him that emotional before.
He's
A
got
lot of people had never seen him like that.
He's got a lot on his plate. I mean, he made the Final Four. Obviously, the championship eludes him. He's embroiled in the lawsuit. The
Yeah.
stuff with his father, it's a milestone win.
And he drove his rear end off to get
That
that
too.
win.
It was not. It didn't come
Like
easy.
he had a really good charge.
I love it because it just goes to show that these guys put their pants on like me and you do every day, right? Because sometimes they get put on a pedestal
Yeah.
because of who they are. And I honestly, I become a fan of Denny Hamlin
Right.
because they boo him so bad. And he's like, yeah, bring it.
I mean, he's definitely one of the realest drivers in the field.
Yeah.
When you look at a lot of the problems with, how you would describe a modern Cup Series driver,
Yeah.
you look at how they came through the ranks, lack of personality is often a complaint. Danny doesn't have a lot of that.
But
and the thing was, you talk about real. When he climbed out of the car at Vegas, he's like, normally I talk crap to you fans, but he was like, what do you say? I miss you or I love you guys or whatever, because he was so caught up in emotions that he couldn't even talk smack.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
It went through Nick at Stafford. I think he was bummed, right, when you won, and it was a little, and when he won the championship. And I remember when Emma won the championship, man, I was, she won her first race, man. I couldn't even really say anything. Like, I couldn't believe that this was happening. It's just a feeling that you just don't, it's hard to explain. So when you start to see real emotions from people, it makes you feel somewhat connected to them again.
Right.
And
It's
that's
refreshing.
huge.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you just feel that vibe with them, so it's great.
And that's missing a lot, I think,
It
is
really
being able
is.
to connect with the drivers
Yeah.
somehow.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. He's still a jerk. No, I'm just kidding.
Says the guy who doesn't watch Cup.
Yeah, I know. Who
So
are you talking about?
why do we take him seriously? Lastly, Eric Almirola will be replacing Justin Bonsignor in the 19 Xfinity car at Martinsville and Phoenix because that 19 car is fighting for the Owners' Championship for Joe Gibbs Racing.
That's kind of sucks.
What does that mean? They don't think Bonsignor can get it done?
I mean, that seems to be.
Almirola's been winning in that
Hey.
car.
Remy.
There is a clip kind of explaining it, so I'll have it here.
Internally and talked to Justin, and he was incredibly gracious and said, "You guys have gotten yourself in a position to go race for an Owners' Championship. You've earned it. You deserve it, and I don't want to be in the way of that." I talked to him on the phone this week, and he was amazing. The fact that he said, "No, I want you guys to go win an Owners' Championship," and he was very much a part of this, right? The fact that he came and participated, he ran the races, he helped fill out the race so that it wasn't a part-time car. Maybe you can't race for an Owners' Championship if you don't run all the races. So the fact that Justin came and was a part of it and helped fill out the races was awesome. And I told him, he said him and his wife were still going to come to Phoenix, and I told him I am so glad that they are, because he's a part of it. He's a part of the team. He's a part of the 19 team, and I'm glad that he'll be there, and hopefully we'll celebrate together. And he's certainly deserving of being a part of that championship run.
So, I mean, that's really cool that they're, Justin's handling it with a lot of class, and
Yep.
and so are they, and considering him still part of the team, but it does suck that
It does.
Justin isn't the one behind the wheel as they chase that championship. That
Yeah,
kind of stinks.
With the championship system the way it is, you likely have to win at Phoenix to win the owner's title.
Right.
Almirola's got a couple wins this year.
Yeah.
You got to deal your best hand, sadly, for Justin.
Right.
That
And
leaves him out of it.
The owner's title is the one that really pays too.
Oh,
In terms of
really?
end of your payout, yeah, that's what I've heard, is that's where a majority of the money to the teams is distributed.
Wow.
There is pride in winning an owner's championship, and with that 19 car, it's had multiple drivers in it.
That was going to be my next question is how big of a deal is it to win an owner's championship? And obviously.
Because usually the driver champion is also the owner's champion,
Yeah.
but this is a rare case where that's not
Right.
necessarily true with the 19 and with the 21 technically with Austin Hill,
Yeah.
because he missed a race because of his suspension, so they could still be in the fight for the owner's championship, I think.
Well, you know what? I'm not happy with that decision. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to put it right here.
Oh my gosh, Justin's Xfinity car.
You put it back up, they get
Yeah,
some
good.
starts.
All right.
Well, with that, this has been your Belltown Motors weekly update.
All right, Bonsa, well done as always. Reminator, get yourself ready. It is time once again. It's only 8:02. We're making good time
That's good
today.
for us. Wow.
That is pretty good for us, indeed. It's time for the Waddell Communications Nostalgia Nugget of the week. Nah, I faltered there at the end, Rems. That's my bad. Give it my best shot. Sometimes it doesn't work out for you. You know what I mean? World Series is a long weekend. You can't think you can just come into the podcast, start singing.
Excuses.
Anyways, listen, NASCAR Modified Tour driver Austin Beers, I believe if you look up the team on NASCAR site, it's going to show you Ron Uhas Jr. is the crew chief. Diego, did you know 24 years ago today, October 14th, 2001, Ron Uhas Jr. won the SK Modified Finale 100 race at the Speedbowl. It was his third consecutive win in the Finale 100. He narrowly avoided disaster in front of, after half of the field basically wrecked in turn 4. Uhas would take the lead from the outside groove, which unlike today, was not the preferred groove at the time. But we went into the archives, the old Speedbowl history archives, and we can show you how Ronnie just avoided that wreck. Reminator, hit it. Back when they had a tower. Keep your eye on the front of the field. It's a little shaky here with the camera work. But watch the high side. That green car right there. That's Ronnie Uhas getting by there. All those cars stacked up behind him. He'd go on to win 3 in a row. Look at that tower. Don't we miss it all?
Oh, God, it's almost sad.
Yeah,
Get out of my
some of these
face.
cars are banged up here. There's Dennis Gata's in there. Yep. I don't know who
Jay
else.
Miller.
Jay Miller's in the house. Look at Tommy Fox's car right there. The Black
that's
yeah.
7.
hammered.
Yep.
Wow.
So I got a couple other ones here for you. So a little victory lane action. That's the old U-Haus when he drove the family number 6 car. Don't tell him Green's bad luck. He didn't give a shit.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful emerald green, too.
Yep. And then this is him with his family. So the Ronnie was nasty at the 100 lappers. That was his 3rd straight. So 99 to 2001. He won the 100 lapper at the Pepsi 300 in 2002 and then 2005 and then won the Bud Nationals in 2009. So he had a run there in the 2000s where he was one of the best when it came to the long distance races down there at the bowl. So best of luck to those guys. They got a big race coming up here at Martinsville. Let's carry on with the show. If I could just click the right buttons here, Reminator, we'd be in good shape. All right, I think I know what we're doing here. Rob is ready to roll. He's just waiting for me to click the right buttons.
Yeah, why don't you get through that,
All right,
Cindy?
here we go.
We got a very World Series centric Who's Your Tiree stat chant here.
Oh,
and I'll start you off with one that, again, I wasn't really anticipating on asking, looking towards this week, but it's become a pretty pressing question here. After seeing how they've executed this past weekend, do you see a 2-day World Series as a possible option for the future of the event?
I don't think so. Saturday was a packed day.
Yeah.
People were there for 12 hours because
It
practice
was
started
long.
at what, 9 a.m.? And the last feature, the trucks, finished at what, 11, 10:30?
Yeah.
That's a really long
We
day.
actually contemplated. I actually contemplated putting it in the trailer.
Really?
Because it was a long day?
I was just so whooped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking we'll just run the Speedbowl next week. Right? We practiced. I was going to come in regardless. I paid the fee. I was going to come and watch anyways. But we were there, and I wanted Emma to have a shot. But I would have been okay with just putting it in the trailer and going home. Maybe because I'm old now.
Yeah.
But it was too long of a day for us.
Especially the trucks and SK Lights. They had
Yes.
a real long day.
I mean, everybody I talked to, it definitely was a long day. But I mean, everybody that I talked to seemed to agree that they didn't really have any choice. It's just one of those things where Mother Nature screws you.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
And yeah, suffering through that long day is better than trying to reschedule
No
the
doubt.
World
Yeah.
Series over 2 different weekends.
Somebody was going to get the bad end of the stick.
Right.
And it just happened. It was going to be them until they decided to not run heats.
Yeah.
And then it became us.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, it's just what happens.
But-
right. It has to happen to somebody.
So we talked about this before we went on live, but Nick, just explain to how that changed here with the SK Lights, where you guys were supposed to have your heats and run last, right?
Yeah, so basically, probably about an hour before our feature, they told us we were going to run our heats right before tour qualifying, and then they were going to qualify to a race tour, then we were going to be last after the NEMA Lights and the trucks. And so a few of us walked in there collectively wanting to get rid of heats because none of us wanted to be there till midnight like Diego was.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And a few of us walked in there, and at first they pretty much shut us down, and then we eventually got somebody, and then they took us all into the little press room in
area.
there.
Yep.
And then we all took a vote, and I think there was only 1 or 2 of us that didn't want that wanted to run heats. So we were able to run our feature where we should have run heats. Then they handicapped everybody that ran a race this year, and then everybody who just showed up with pill drawed for their starting spot.
Which is the
behind
right
us.
thing to do.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a
Yeah.
smart adjustment on
I
the
thought
fly.
it was a great adjustment. I couldn't imagine. Like, I would have really not got out of there till 1 o'clock. Or you wouldn't have got out of there till 1 o'clock if they would have
No,
ran
I
the
mean-
heat races.
I mean, we practiced at like 9:30 in the morning.
Right.
I think our last practice went at like 10:30. I had time to go to the clubhouse and eat lunch and go sit in the camper for like 3 hours, then
Right.
come back, and they still hadn't even started the ROC race
Right.
yet.
Well,
Right.
Dalton McCarthy got his they went to get a new engine on that car and came back.
It's on time.
They had so much time.
Yep.
When I first walked in, I saw Casey Vogt sitting behind me. I said, "Why aren't you racing?" He goes, I am racing. I'm like, what? You're not dressed up to race? Because like, yeah, I'm not going to be driving for 5 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going into the weekend, there was definitely some talk about, all right, I mean, this is it's a little stretched thin. I heard some people saying, oh, the Sunday lineup's not as great. I applaud them for making it work on just Saturday, right, condensing it to one day, but it's clear that corners had to be cut. I think that the sort of like overstuffed nature is sort of like the identity of the event. I mean, if you cut it back to 2 days, it definitely loses a bit of that appeal that sort of makes it one of those marquee events.
Plus the camping aspect of
right.
it too,
I mean,
probably.
that's part of its identity.
Yeah, I mean, we camped, and I mean, to me, that was the first time. Like, Keith was in the damn camper by 11 o'clock. He was sleeping. That was boring. And, I mean, he was tired. So that took all the fun out of it. I mean, everybody was tired from Saturday, so nobody was out. I mean, there was really nobody walking around much, it seemed like. I mean,
This is Saturday night?
Yeah, Saturday night. I mean,
it was dead.
Yeah, it was dead.
And the years of past there, boy, I mean, the raging parties that were going on Saturday night.
Uh-huh. Well, a couple things. So Tapley's in the chat. He says the rain date would have been November 1st and 2nd, and the 2 days in one was the better alternative. I agree.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
But I'll just say to you, Rob, I think there's a little bit of recency bias in what you're saying, because for a long time, the World Series was a 2-day event. I mean, at least for the fans. You know, I'm going back like 15 years. But
really?
I mean, when Richie was running the mini stock, there was no races on set. Maybe there was like an outlaw mini race
on Friday night.
Yeah, it was.
it'd be
otherwise
a
just practice.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I mean, so
all
do you think
all
it's
the
an option?
qualifying and features were Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Did they have as many divisions back then for the World Series like now?
I mean, it was.
I feel like there was more.
It was
Was there more
because
back then?
they had an outlaw late model race, which they don't have anymore. They had an outlaw streeter race, which is basically like I guess what
Open.
the R&R is now.
Yeah.
There's no act or pass race this weekend.
Yeah, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
They
I don't
usually
know
have
why
one
they
of
don't
those.
have them.
But instead of the ISMA Supers, now they have the New England Supers. The Tour was there. They had SKs, SK Lights, and Open Mods on top of the ROC being there. So, yeah, I think there's probably more now. So that's probably why, obviously, why the 3 day is the preferred thing.
Yeah, because I mean, even the 3 days. I know Sunday's a little thinner, but one of the races is 150 laps.
Right.
So that's why you only have 4 or 5 features.
Well, let me ask you this then: if you lost, I mean, let's say you're going to cut, an open race or something like that. Do you think a 2-day schedule, just 2 evenly packed days, would be appealing?
I mean, Friday, Saturday. I'm not sure.
It
about
would have
that.
to be
It'd
Saturday,
Saturday,
Sunday.
Sunday.
It would have to be Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I feel like the Sunday schedule has kind of stayed the same, like as far as I can remember. Maybe like if you there's usually only 4 or 5 divisions. And
With the tour's the anchor. Yep.
And the tour goes on track at like 4:30.
Yeah.
Right. And Saturday was the main day, always, which I think the way they have it now with the 3-day thing, I think is a good balance, just so Saturday doesn't drag all day long. They had to do what they had to do for this year,
Right.
but
Well,
in
some
terms
people
of
seem to
making
like
that routine, to me, making that routine where every Saturday of World Series is like that, I don't think is the best idea.
It's so cool to see all the cars, like streeters and Pro 4s and the grass behind the backstretch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just so awesome to see. I don't care if there's 35 divisions.
Yeah.
When you see all the cars everywhere lined up,
It was packed.
off, all the trucks behind the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Saturday of World Series, walking the pits where it's at maximum capacity for the weekend is always one of my favorite.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's a
good
great
time.
vibe.
Yep.
It's so awesome. Matter of fact, I seen some post of all the tour drivers are coming up by like Clemens crew because they are right as they come up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Zacham and them were all going back and forth. I think there was some mooning going on to the tour drivers. But it just becomes a lot of fun.
Right.
Right? I mean, the tour drivers are like, yeah, I can't wait. What are these jackasses going to do next? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, so.
All right, I got one more for you.
All right.
is.
Was the Flow Racing Connecticut Challenge a success?
Well, can I just have a little gripe about the broadcast?
Go for it.
They didn't interview Swanson at the end of the thing.
Because I think they were rushing through everything.
I don't think so. I mean, the tour.
What's the
dictates
rush?
the schedule.
Yeah, what's the rush?
They take as much time as they want.
the
whenever
rush
they
is
want.
over.
That's true.
Is
That's
Monday
true.
Night Football on next? I mean, what's
What
the rush?
was so?
Well,
What do you guys?
I think the trucks, like everyone after the tour, still only had winner only.
Yeah,
So-
they didn't even
time
talk
out.
about the challenge.
I'm talking about Bonssa, but on the broadcast, you can send.
Like the pit reporter.
Yeah, what's her name there?
Yeah. Jessie Little.
She was in the garage.
Yeah, that's true.
So she could have gone and found Swanson, and they
That's
could have
very
done
true.
something with her and done something with Swanson.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it was a cool little thing. Everybody that I talked to the Hodgson about it. I didn't see Matt. I did, but I talked to a handful of people about it. So like, it was a thing. People were talking about it.
Right.
If you're going to do that and crown a champion, how do you not
right.
go and get
Right.
a couple sentences from him at
Very
the end of the thing?
unceremonious.
Yeah.
For something that at the beginning of the year I thought was talked about a good bit.
Right.
I mean, I saw a lot of chatter about it. I guess the big question is that, its goal of drawing more drivers to those races. Did it really
Well, you
achieve that?
You
Drew
drew
Swanson.
Swanson and that Casella car, and you never see the Casella car in a modified tour race.
Burnt.
Right.
Eric Burnt, the 11CT, they usually stick to open mod type races.
Yep.
And then Teddy Hodgson.
Teddy Hodgson.
I
Yeah.
mean, those are three pretty good cars
Yeah,
and
for sure.
good names in the local sphere
Yeah.
to bring the Thompson for a tour race. I think that in of itself
And Zackham.
is enough. And Max
Oh,
Sackham.
true.
Yeah. So I think that in of itself is a good case for them to bring it back
Yep.
next year because you brought 4 drivers. So a field of what might have been 23 was brought up to 27.
Okay,
Yeah.
but wasn't the thing that you didn't run on the tour before? The car owner didn't run on the tour before
I
or
think
something?
it's like
I
the
think
last
that-
10 years
Ye-
or something like that.
Or at least not full time.
That was the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had to be a car owner that I think didn't race full time in the tour. I don't remember exactly, so I don't want
I don't remember what the
gaslight.
exact rule was, but I feel like in order for it to do it again, you'd have to modify those rules. I don't know if because they did this year, if they would still be eligible, but I'm kind of talking out of school.
true.
So I don't really know what they are.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like you just said that's a pretty good cast of additional drivers to add to those events.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
if they do it again, I'd like to hear about it a tiny bit more.
It
Tiny bit.
brought a guy like Matt Swanson to finish second, and
Right.
it's a
Right.
great story,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? I mean, damn, Casella,
But
Swanson.
is the goal to get them into the tour so that they would become eventually full-time drivers? And I don't know if
I mean, I don't
Any
think
of
he'd be
those
Yeah,
guys-
you got to
successful.
achieve that.
I don't think any of those guys are going to be full-time on the tour next year.
No.
If I had to guess.
But
But
maybe
how much-
not full time. But like if you're Swanson, you just went and finished second. I mean, you're gonna go back. I mean, I would.
Right.
You just ran second.
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
how could you not?
Yeah.
I guess in that sense, we won't even really be able to have a real concrete consensus until next year.
Swanson's a little bit different though because he ran the tour in and out with his family car, and so
He
he
did,
paired up with
yeah.
Casella for this. So I see what Nick's saying, but I don't know if Teddy Hodgson finished second. I just don't know if that would make him
Right.
come back again. Who knows?
I'm just not sure if it's about full-time participants or just getting car counts up in general.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, well, we'll see next year.
All right then. That's it, there, Rob.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
get-
yeah. Oh, let me clarify. That was the end of the station.
There you go. Wrap that up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, there you go.
There
you
So,
go,
listen,
Sheldon.
diaries,
But let's go back down to Rob here real quick. If we should, let's go to the old
we got
Serv
a pressing
Pro.
question. Maybe this should have been
The Serv Pro
question number
chalkboard
3.
chatter, Diego. We want to know who's going
Could
to
you
be.
imagine?
Oh, I could imagine, of course.
I mean, listen, my days are about done, right? If there's a car, though,
Somebody said, "Hey, we need a driver. Bring your fire suit
Are
and
they
helmet."
really done? I mean, you keep saying that, then I keep
know.
seeing
then
you
I
out
then
there.
I mingle a
Yeah,
little
you're out
bit.
there. Oh, you're mingling. All right. Come
You're
on.
going to show up next Tuesday talking about how the race went.
Oh,
for
man, it was
yourself.
awesome.
Yep.
Maybe I'll try it.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, we're looking
I just
forward
want to
to
beat.
it.
I just want to beat Nick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right.
You see how it grays on your head? You'll be lucky to make it
what I'm-
25 laps.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I'm talking
Now,
about.
you're driving Sean's 14 car, correct?
Yeah, so I gotta thank Sean. Luckily, I was able to drive that because he's got to focus on promoting the event or whatever he's got to do over there. So luckily, I'm able to drive that, and my dad's able to drive a 16. So we raced each other twice before, and I beat him both times. So
How cool is that, though?
That's two father-son duos.
Oh,
you're
it's
gonna
gonna
see.
be
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so fun. I can't wait to watch like all these little stories transpire. Like Travis Downey was here last week.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I'm really excited about the whole event, and then the purse is now up to 2,500 to win.
Yep.
Like,
Oh,
what a
man.
race!
For the streeters?
But Sean just put a post
yeah,
up today. It's
Sean posted on Facebook a little bit ago. If you want to
2,500 to win a streeter. Like, There is literally, I mean, and they pay like, I think second was like $850.
No kidding.
Like
Damn,
if
son.
you have a Stafford Streeter at home and it's together,
May as well.
why wouldn't you come? I mean, even the payout all the way through is great.
I mean, you don't have to buy tires. It has to be used tires.
Right.
So really, you're
I
paying.
like that.
You're paying
That's
to
cool.
buy fuel and pit bands. I mean,
Yeah.
your race payout's gonna be $150
Right.
to start.
I
That's
mean,
gonna cover
just
that.
myself, I'm excited. I'm excited about the truck weekend. The OG Streeter race has been a great idea, and to see guys like I want to see Nick. I want to see what he's got.
Right.
Right, because he might go out there and get his ass whooped. You know what I mean?
I very well could. I wish tracks ran those rules other than Stafford. Like, if I could race a street stock at Stafford, their rules don't permit it because you can't race down a division. But I'm sure I would have done it by now. I mean, I love running the street stock. I wish other tracks followed those rules because I'd bring a competitive and not be 3 seconds off the pace to line up super late model. But I love running the street stock.
Right.
It's a lot of fun. So I'm happy that there's a race that I'm able to partake in with that set of rules.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, so just to go back here, of course, Shane's chimed in. You'd had for the tour, the Connecticut Flow Racing thing.
Yeah.
You've had to have not raced on the tour in the last 3 seasons.
Like at all or full time?
No, at all.
Yeah, I mean.
So all those teams are
They're
now
ineligible.
ineligible.
I
At
was
least
about to say you'd have to change
unless
the
you
rules.
change a car owner like Matt Swanson did.
Right.
Like Swanson was ineligible to do it in his family car, but he could drive him for Casella. So to me, that sounds like it's a one and done promotion. How do you do that again next
that's
year?
gonna have to be
Right.
revised.
Yeah.
I mean, last
Well,
year's
there has
competitors also. I don't know.
I have seen chatter on social media lately on what's next for the mod tour. Right. I mean, they are constantly.
I feel like we say that every year, though.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. All right, let's move on. Here we go. All right, Diego, you know that guy, Todd Owen. We've talked about him before. Drives that 81.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Well, that guy, he joined Keith Rocco and Ted Christopher now as the only drivers who have won modified championships at the 3 Connecticut tracks.
Impressive.
Impressive, sure. Rocco and Teddy both have a gazillion, but of course, you know, Todd has 3 straight at the Bowl and Stafford, which he did in consecutive seasons and the same seasons, actually, both of those. So good job by him, man. That's a short list. So, yeah. All right, Diego, get yourself ready. That's your Did You Know by Mid-State Site Development, by the way. Thank those guys, as always, for their continued support. Diego's ready to roll. It's time for another fanciful edition of the old viewer mail.
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
By the way, if I could real quick, you know, that's a soundbite from John Candy from the classic movie Uncle Buck, where he goes back and forth with Macaulay Culkin. If you have not seen the John Candy documentary, I Like Me, highly recommended.
Really?
It's really good. Yeah. Carry
Very
on.
good. Well, listen, I want to thank Ed Marcel, Firewood and Land Clearing for this segment of Viewer Mail.
All right, then.
Okay, the first question is from George Whitney. You guys remember him?
Oh, yeah, I remember that guy.
Good old George.
He drove a legend car, or two, back in the day.
And he ran the bowl for a little bit.
Indeed, indeed.
All right, so I guess this is a good question. Didn't get a chance to email you guys. Anyway, so I'm messaging you because I want to know that the season has pretty much wrapped up at the bowl. How beneficial do you think it would be for the bowl to have some rules meetings at Cohansey Firehouse like the old days and get some input from competitors on things that could make the division better, etc.? I love watching the show, you guys, and you guys are awesome. Thank you for your time. This is a great question, right? Because, Nick, when's the last time you've been to a rules meeting?
Never, pretty much.
Never.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would think that they would have to be, they'd have to be beneficial if you have them, right?
It's such a mixed thing, though. You know,
Well,
like
I wouldn't say be beneficial because then you get 15 guys with 15 different ideas.
No, that's true.
And then you add all those ideas, it's not going to get you anywhere. I mean, I feel like that's kind of what happened with the street stocks at Waterford was they kept
Yeah.
taking a little bit from everybody that wanted something. This guy wanted shocks. This guy wanted a body. You know, it just slowly over time kind of built to that where it's at now.
I think that's more. I mean, I agree with you. That was definitely a problem, but I think that was more just because of the turnover with the people operating the track more so than whether or not they had rules meeting. But I was going to say, does Stafford have rules meeting?
So I don't think they do.
Stafford does not have rules meetings.
They don't really change their rules a lot either.
You're allowed to email the tech department or whatever about like suggestions or stuff you want approved. But I mean, there's maybe one. I mean, I got the rule book today in my email. Then I mean, there's nothing changed in our rule book, which I think is better than changing stuff
For
constantly.
Sure.
I mean, like the limited late models. If you had asked when they had 4 cars what they wanted, you probably would have changed the rule book, and you probably still have 4 cars.
Yeah,
you leave it, and then they had like 20 something cars at the finale.
Yep.
Diego, when you look at the rule book every year, is there always highlighted red stuff changed?
There is.
Every year?
I mean, I look at the trucks this year and the late models, there is constant rule changes.
Yeah, that's no good.
Right? And so then, obviously, I recently purchased a truck or took control of a truck, and I've already have like, well, what can I do here?
Right.
And so I message the tech staff, and they're like, we're making big changes to that division. Don't do anything yet.
The trucks?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I'm thinking like, changes are coming. And I don't know if that's because Ryan Lynham came in his truck and just put the smackdown on everybody.
Possibly.
Or what's going on. And so
Jeez.
I find myself constantly looking back at the rule book. And seeing, what the one great thing about rules meetings are, and I don't even know if they should be called rules meetings, but it's a good name to call off-season gatherings, right? Because I'm just saying, because the whole division comes together as one. They used to do them at Groton and Sweets, and guys would get beers and chat, and it would be just reconnecting with each other for a little bit. It'd be 2 hours, probably cost the track a bunch of money to rent the room. But
I mean, I went to a rules meeting in the late 2000s, kind of like the era when I first started getting into hobnobbing with track management, right?
Yeah.
It was the Terry and Tom Fox regime then. And I remember, I won't mention any names, but they were basically fighting over tires. And the people that didn't want to spend a lot of money on tires were like, why isn't there a 2-tire limit?
Right.
And the guys that had the money for tires were like, why do we have to go slower because these guys can't afford to be in the division?
Dude.
And it was
That will never change.
I'm contradicting my own point from what I said earlier because it was really unproductive, and they were just going back and forth, and neither side was budging. Right?
Yeah.
Neither side was budging, and I just thought, wow, this is fun.
Well, it's also how many of these teams are in it for themselves, where they want to do changes, but it's probably because it benefits them.
Yeah.
I mean, how many drivers and teams do they actually think about the whole entire deal, the big picture, compared to just trying to benefit themselves? I could be wrong.
The Waterford Street Stock Division is the perfect probably example of why not to have a rules meeting, because they all voted to change on something together.
Yep.
And it's ended badly.
Well, now the outsiders are boxed out.
Yes.
And more rule changes means more money, right?
More money.
Yep.
Always.
Usually.
Yeah.
And not to mention that it's driven some good cars and competitors away, and Chris Myers is one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And the change of regime and the change of rules constantly.
Right.
I know we're off on a different subject than the meeting, but I don't know if anything ever comes of it, to be honest.
Well, I mean, again, like you just said, if you do a bunch of rule meetings and there's constant rule changes, it can either mean you're spending more money with the changes,
Yes.
or it now costs less money to run, and all the guys that poured money in and said, I'm dedicated here,
Yeah.
I'm going to keep with this rule book no matter what, they're now like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, it's like with the trucks, a massive rule change possible.
I don't know if it's massive, but he's like, don't touch it.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, so people are going to be like, oh, what's going on in that division?
Right.
Or, And we know how long it can take for those rules to come out.
Right.
Yep.
They've come late into the off season, so teams have to prepare for a late arrival of the rules package, and then they got to make changes to their truck to fit the respective rule changes.
Yeah.
It's tough, and I love that truck division, so I really hope nothing is messed around too much because of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think the problem here is it's not so much lack of rules meeting; it's just really the turnover. You were going there with when we were talking about Thompson and how it's a little bit remarkable that they have support there because there's really no commitment that they can give beyond year to year.
Right.
And that's kind of the issue here at the Speedbowl because I think if you're just going by track record, the reality is somebody has not operated that track more than 2 consecutive seasons before there's been some turnover.
That's right.
And then somebody else's hand is in the rule book. The problem is the Speedbowl rules are effed up right now.
Yeah.
So you don't want to say, just don't change the rules because
Right.
the street stocks, I mean, there are rules that need to be changed.
Yeah, they're the limited sportsmen. The limited late models of
Stafford.
I prefer
5 years
limited
ago.
sportsman.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, to me, right, there's still, this is going on a tangent, but to me, you could create one division out of street stocks,
we could go
Super
in-
X
dude,
trucks, and Crown
It's
Vics.
hard not
That'd
to
be great.
go on this tangent, though.
I know.
It really is.
You could go into, anyways.
Yeah.
Let's get it together.
Continue
Okay,
on.
this one's from a guy named Ryan Edwards, who I don't know, but thank you, Ryan.
Alrighty.
This whole email is pretty much on local tracks, finding cars that are illegal in tech and the punishment. So I'm going to read this. I kind of broke it up a little bit, but it says, I love the show. Was curious as to your thoughts on how penalties should be handed down. For decades, we've seen the Cup Series fine drivers on Mondays or maybe even take a few points away, but the wins always stood, as did most of the points and earnings. Recently, they've gotten a little stricter with handling illegal cheating. I personally feel that the teams work way too hard and spend way too much time and money for these things to just be swept under the rug. Not to mention the loss of possible integrity to a series and it will experience when they handle these situations like this. In my opinion, rules are rules. Whether someone is as low as 0.005 of a corner on a car or running 0.1% too much left side, if we're going to follow and enforce the rules, then what are we doing? Right? So he's pretty much saying
Yeah, it's a great question.
right? How does Stafford handle it, Nick? If you're over by 0.1 or 0.2, are you out?
Stafford, you're just automatically disqualified. They don't do taking purse away. They don't do points.
Yep.
Like the only thing is with weight, I believe. If you're a pound under, it's a pound per. Each pound is a position you get moved down in the line.
Really?
Yes.
The left side's an automatic DQ.
Like what happened to Trucker this year when he finished third. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he praised him for making that call.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
like it
That's what you
really-
need, though.
Yes, like could you imagine if I beat you and I was illegal and you knew I was illegal and I still got to keep the win and the points and they took 500 from me? How would you feel?
I mean, I'd feel pretty
Pissed.
Yeah, I mean, whoever, like, say the winner's cheating. I mean, I'd be pretty upset if you just took half his money away. I mean, really, at the end of the day, that doesn't do much. I mean, most people are not racing for the money. I mean, obviously, it helps quite a bit,
Right.
but anybody around here really, the difference, like street stocks, for example, like or any division at Thompson, it's $350 to win, it's $250 for second. The payout isn't that much different if you finish first or second, but being able to say you finished first or second is a pretty big difference.
Right.
Yeah.
It almost is the prize.
Here's
Yeah.
an old story. In 1983, Richard Petty, his 199th win at Charlotte, they found his car to have a big engine and left side tires on the right sides, I believe is how that went. They took away his points, his money, but he kept the win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Darrell Waltrip finished second, and he was livid. Because, like,
As he should be.
Right, because you took points
Understandably.
away from him, but in Darrell's eyes, he should have gotten the points for winning the race. He
Right.
should be gaining those points.
Right, give me the tires.
Yeah.
Right.
So if your car is illegal, to me, it's like DQ, you're done.
Right.
No points for the event. You get nothing from it.
Right.
Illegal is illegal, no matter how tight the parameters are.
Right, because everybody's working so hard. I mean, I agree with that. Like, if you're not right, you're not right. And it really sucks for the guys that actually study the rule book and bring it to the limit. And then somebody totally disregards the rule book and beats you, and they let them keep it. What kind of precedent are you setting for the division?
And it makes the drivers not want to come back.
Right. I wouldn't want to come back.
No. What's the point of coming
So what
back?
happens if it happens to me and I'm 0.1 over and they throw me out?
Yeah.
Right.
How pissed am I going to be?
That's where consistency is key.
Right. You gave them a mulligan. You can't give me a mulligan?
Yeah, it's like you said, okay, you might be upset about this, but from now on, we'll DQ everybody.
Right.
Starting with you. You just happen to be the next one. It's
You're
like,
the
okay,
example.
no.
Yeah. So
I don't like that, making that example out of somebody. It's like, just keep it consistent.
I totally agree with the way Stafford handles things. It's black and white. The rule is written for a reason, right? There's no plus or minus 10, 15 pounds.
Well, can I ask this?
Yeah.
There have been times, not specifically at Stafford, but there have been times where an official will say, don't bring that back next week.
Same. Yeah.
How do you feel about that? When an official says, you passed, but don't bring that back next week.
I'm happy when it's me.
Well, of course, if you're the one that won. But objectively, like, how do you feel about that? When they don't DQ you, maybe it's a gray area, maybe it's not, but they say, just don't bring it back again.
Well, sometimes I think, for an example, when that kind of stuff happens, and if it's super vague in the rule book, right? It's not really right or it's not really wrong, because somebody like Keith Rocco will bring it to that limit and like, damn, the way it's written in the rule book is super vague. It's going to be really hard to throw them out for that, right? But you make mental notes. You make some sort of post about a instant rule change, and this is going to be implemented moving forward. So don't think you guys can do this,
right?
Because we screwed up here in the rule book. It's okay to me. I think one of the biggest downsides is they don't ever want to admit guilt. Whoever wrote the rule book, it's okay to say, "Oh shoot, we screwed up a little there. We're fixing this."
It's like, okay, you got us.
Yeah, we're not going to allow that anymore. He may have got away with it, and if they handled it that way, I think it would be a lot more receptive by teams. And when you admit guilt that something wasn't right, and so. That's just my take on that. But if it's clearly illegal, and they say don't bring that back next week, that's screwed up.
Yep.
That's where it's screwed up. If it says nothing over a $220 shock, and you open the book, like, God damn, that shock's $320.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean don't bring it back? The rule says $220.
Right. Just DQ him on the spot.
That's it.
Yep.
It's not don't bring it back. The rule is $220.
Yeah.
Reminator, you want to say some things?
Absolutely. So, if any of y'all have any questions for us, you could always send them by email for sidsviewpodcast@gmail.com. Back to you, Diego.
Okay. We're going to go on to our last one. This is from our checkered flag hand-in, sign hanging hand-in, Stafford.
Oh, Jeremy.
Jeremy Martin.
That guy.
That guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is a yellow checker the right way to end a race?
No.
This happened twice at the World Series. One of the biggest divisions who was sent out probably when they shouldn't have with the pending tour qualifying. Ended with 3 to go after starting single file. Why not just let them finish with the good racing that was happening?
So I sat with Jeremy and a few other people from our production crew during the whole entire day. It was a bummer. No disrespect, Nick. It was a bummer. And
Nick had no complaints.
No, I mean, I know he had no complaints. But that race, look, most of the races that day on Saturday didn't really have a close finish. Let's be real. Yep. The SK lights were going to be the closest finish because Johnny O was going to wait until the last lap. Yep. Nick knew probably that he was going to wait till the last lap and he was going to be ready for it.
Right.
And yeah, there were crashes. There were several of them. And I know the Modified Tour is coming up. The Modified Tour race was already delayed to begin with. I think the Tour time trials were next, right? It was the time trials, then the race, because they were way behind on schedule.
They scrapped so much stuff on Saturday. So they scrapped an entire tour practice. They scrapped a round of our practice. Tour time trials are supposed to roll out at 5 o'clock. They didn't go out till 8:30 after our feature. And then they ran qualifying and then their race back to back. But I mean, the ending it short. I mean, we were all warned on the radio the next caution was going to be the end.
Right.
And I mean, we all knew going into it. I mean, we're the biggest shit show of the weekend, I feel like, every weekend, every time at the World Series. I don't
but you guys had the most cars.
Yeah, the most cars.
You know what I mean?
And you had a chance to have a good finish, which the event was lacking of overall.
Oh, yeah.
Besides the mini stocks,
exactly.
it was nothing else.
Yeah, you almost felt like you were let down because the anticipation. As soon as they went single file, I was like, damn. Like, I mean, I'm not.
I didn't mind the single file restarts as much.
I mean, to answer Jeremy's question, I think that the scheduling was more so the inherent flaw and how that played out. I don't think that ending a race with a yellow checkered is inherently always the worst thing to do. I mean, there have been plenty of features where I've watched. I'm like, all right, let's please just wrap it up. All right, they've wrecked 3 restarts in a row. Let's go single file. Okay, wreck 2 more times. I'm okay with them throwing the yellow checkered. I really am. However, again, in that case, it wasn't due to as much the racing as it was the scheduling.
But there was 3 laps to go. It was just 3 laps.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we did like 7 cautions in the last 5 laps, so I mean, I kind of get it. I mean, we're pretty lucky up here. I mean, down south they have a time clock. Whatever many laps you have is how long your race can take. And I mean, we were well over that probably by the time we were even halfway.
Yeah.
When did they start calling them yellow checkers? By the way, what happened to red checkering a race?
I don't know. Yeah. I had never seen a red checker when I was around.
Well, I guess in this specific instance,
you'd never seen a red checker before?
Besides rain, but like for too many wrecks and attrition, I've never seen a red checker in person.
Wow.
I've seen red checkers because of rain, but I've seen like the old races from the 90s of like pro stocks at Stafford going red checker because they wrecked too much.
You know what sucked is that this is open wheel country, right? And they had the most cars of any open wheel division.
Yeah.
They had the most cars out of everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then I know the race took a little longer, but then it was forced to shut it down.
It can't be the end of the world. I mean, the Riverhead race on the tour, I turned it on flow and the legend cars were running around. Like, it can't be the end of the world if something runs a little bit over.
That is true. It's always sold as like, it's a hard stop for the tour. But like you just said, there's got to be a little bit of leniency, right?
Yeah.
We were already like 20 minutes past. So by the time I got my phone, it was like 8:35.
Right.
And I mean, they were supposed to be on the track at 8.
For the race?
For their time. Well, originally for their race.
Yeah.
But then it was going to be their time trials. So they were already an hour or so behind. Then they waited an extra 20 minutes for us. So I mean, they did push a little bit. Right. It seems like.
Let me ask about the trucks because I don't know the pro truck rules. If a caution comes out on the last lap, does that normally result in the green white checker?
I'm assuming so. I didn't know that rule. I knew they count yellows
until 5 to go.
Until 5 to go, and I was a little shocked. That, I mean, it's like a cup race, right? You take the white, and if the yellow comes out, it's a checker flies. I mean, that's how he treated that.
Yeah. Because somebody in the back spun coming off of 4 after the field took the white flag, so they had to throw the yellow. We're like, oh, it's going to be a green-white checker. Nope. Right. Yellow checker to end the night.
Nick, what's your lap times at Thompson, roughly?
Oh, I think we're just about 20.2s.
All right, so there's 3 laps left, right? That's a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you go green one more time, and then like you said, if the yellow comes, you go over the radio and say, okay, this is it. This is the last restart. If you can't make the 3 laps, then the race is over.
You know what they should have done?
They did that to begin with. They did warn us that the next yellow was going to end the race.
They should have flipped.
But then they didn't restart after that, though, right?
No, we did restart. That was a 1-lap shootout that just happened. Then somebody buried it in the fence.
Got it. So, before that, when you went single file, they told you that.
Yeah. Well, we had 3 or 4 restarts single file, and then that happened.
Yeah. I mean, the cardinal mistake was made the moment they scheduled the SK lights where they did. I mean, that's really where it originates from.
Jeremy brings up a valid point. What they probably should have done, since they counted yellows for the trucks and it was a 35-up race, it would have been wise in hindsight to flip the trucks and the SK lights.
Yep.
right? Because the trucks, they count caution laps.
Mm.
It's only 35 laps, and so you're going to count laps anyways if you're under caution.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of rushing the SK lights off and
Right.
not letting them.
I just know
Right.
the SK Lights at the World Series last year had a really late night because they were the last feature of the night.
Yeah.
So
No, last year we were on Sunday.
that's what Yeah, but was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought it was a
okay.
Sunday night event.
It was the year before. The year before, it was either Saturday or Sunday night.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was in 2023. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I got one more to Jeremy's question. I just want to finish this off.
Yeah.
It says, was all the racing good at the World Series? Question mark. A few people mentioned that it was kind of dull, not a lot of side-by-side racing, kind of single file.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a one-groove track? Was it because of the weather? I thought the best race was the SK Lights. Maybe other races would be better with less laps. What do you think, Nick?
I mean, I feel like the racing was pretty boring. I mean, in general, like the Open Street Stocks, the World Series is most fun I've ever had in a race car, and it's the most fun racing I've ever watched. And it was kind of a snooze fest even throughout the field.
Right.
I mean, there's only like 20 of them for the R&R race, and they were all pretty spread out. I mean, there was never really any racing.
Right, right.
And I mean, when I was a part of them, I mean, there'd be like 8 of us on top of each other at once. I mean,
everybody trying to get into the corner first.
Exactly. I mean, there was one time
Yeah.
I was on the outside of Sean, and there was 2 guys below him, and it was just there was people everywhere. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you're just beating the hell out of each other everywhere. But I mean, it seemed like there wasn't really any racing in the street stocks, and then I mean the modifieds. I mean, there wasn't really much racing.
None
in
of the
SKs.
modifieds.
A lot of the mod
Really?
races were not good.
No.
It is single groove there. It really has
is.
been recently.
Somebody said earlier in the chat that the 604 race was the best of the weekend. I'm not sure I agree with
No,
that.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree.
The best race was the mini stock, I think.
Yeah.
And then like the late models, the battle for second on back was good, but
That was
Jake
good
Johnson
race.
was 5 seconds ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
So
The
when
mini
the SK
stocks
Lights,
being the best race, that's tough.
yeah,
That is
That's
tough,
the best
right?
race.
Especially with only 10 cars, you got to think, well, what
Yeah.
else really
Well,
happened then?
the first 30, 40 laps at a tour race when it was both Bonsignors, Trevor Catalano, and Ron Silk, they actually had some really good racing up front. But
Yeah.
once Silk took the lead, there was nothing after that. So, yeah, overall racing-wise, I thought the World Series wasn't the best in terms of racing action, except for maybe one division. When the SK Lights did get green flag laps in once in a blue moon, they actually had good racing.
Yeah.
All right, we got to move on.
But you're still happy to be at the racetrack.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
For
So
sure.
thank you to Ed Marcel, Firewood, and Land Clearing for viewer mail. I
All right.
appreciate you.
Listen, the most popular segment of the podcast now, the Weekly Pick'ems, new sponsor in the house, 32 Signs, going to take us home for the last 5 weeks as we find out who is going to hold the title. Guarantee you it's not going to be Diego, but here we go. Oh, here we go. Freaking Rob.
Rob got 3.
I like the 23 font.
yeah, what happened there?
I don't know. I tried to update it on this laptop, and I don't think I had that font in the on the laptop.
Jeez, I'm doing good.
So listen, we have Diego, you're just awful.
Yeah, where's all those people
My
that
picks
love
aren't
when
even
you
bad.
pick them?
My picks aren't even bad, though.
They're
but
honestly
they are,
not.
though.
No, I don't think that's a bad lineup. I think, rare, again, that's not common, but this one was all right.
I mean, they're kind of bad, dude. I mean,
Patrick Emmerling,
Emmerling won the August race.
Yeah, I thought that was
Ronnie
a good
Williams is hot as hell. Randy Clark's the point leader,
Brody almost won the 50 lapper.
the 100 lapper.
okay, but none of them won, so
Right.
they're not good picks.
Come on.
I mean, that's the reality.
You guys just get lucky.
Okay. So Rob's going to be tough to beat here. We only have 2 weeks of picks left, and then we do the champions to finalize the pick'ems.
Is the champions worth like double?
You want to double it up?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we did last
Yeah,
year?
that's what we did.
Yeah,
That's what
all
we
right.
did.
That's fine.
Wow,
I
you
like
might
it.
have a chance to go from 5th to 4th.
Let's
Dude,
go,
there's,
baby.
There's no chance.
Have
in
you been
hell.
looking at who we picked for champions?
I have to do
Oh, no,
the graphics.
don't look now.
I have to do the graphics.
Have you looked lately, though?
I've taken a little peek. See? I'm trying to catch Rob.
Like, Diego, don't even get excited, bro.
All right, so listen. The order goes Rob, and then myself, and then Nick, and then Remy, and then Diego, of course. And Reminator, they didn't do the non-winners race there.
Sad.
Yeah, good job by you picking that one. Okay. All right, Rob, what do you got?
All right. So I will read them off. Here we go. OG Street Stock 25. Going with Aaron Clements.
Mm-hmm.
The Pro 4s, Rob Ricciardi,
Yeah.
however you say it. Going with the Rob. Again, Doug, I believed in him, but clearly I need to just stick with picking other Robs.
Jeez.
The OSS, Ryan Lynham. The MRS, I'm going with Brett Meservey.
Mm-hmm.
And the Compact Enduro, I haven't picked these all year. I'm going with Glenn Marion Jr.
He's funny.
Oh, Open Street Stock, is that Waterford?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Rob picked a couple of mine, but I got to stay within distance, and I'm not changing them up. I'm not going against Ryan Lynham in the open street stocks. I'm going to counter your Brett Meservey, though. I'm going to go Brian Roby in the
All right.
MRS.
All right.
Isn't Claremont like his home track or something?
I don't know.
It's going to be one of those two guys anyways.
Right?
Give me my man P.J. Evans in the Legend Car race.
That's a big race.
I'm going with Glenn Marion as well in the Compact Enduros. And then I'm going to hit you up with the Pass. Now, they're racing twice. They have a 400-lap race.
Whew. God damn.
We'll get to this in the what's on tap, but give me Joey Dwyron. He likes to win those big money races, so I'm going to go with him.
400 laps is
a good
absolutely
pick.
brutal.
Yeah, crazy. All right, what do you got over there, hubby?
All right, so the open street stocks, I went with Ryan Lynham. The OG street stocks, I went with myself.
That's baller. No, I like that.
What am I gonna do? Say I'm not gonna win the race?
Ronnie
Like,
Williams
Right.
did that, and he backed it up.
Yep.
Legends, I went PJ Evans. The MRS, I went Brian Roby, and then the trucks, I went Ryan Lynham.
All right.
Oh, yeah, the truck tour.
Tapley's trying to trigger me in the chat, and I'm not going to respond, Diego. I'm just going to leave it alone.
No, he's right, though.
What do you
he's not.
say?
No, they run 4 races.
It's 2 races. One of them's got 3 segments. He's just being a douche. All right.
Are we picking stage
Bro,
wins?
you
Is
No.
he
He's
being a
picking
douche?
stage-
Oh,
Is he being a
Tapley,
douche or is
kills
he being
you.
correct?
Douchey stages is what
Oh,
he's
my God. He kills you, Tapley. You're wrong.
That's right.
You're wrong, Sid.
No, it's the Sid's View podcast. What I say is right. Doesn't matter what he says in the chat.
Oh, my
You're an
God.
act guy. What do you know about Pass?
Oh my God.
Go, Remy.
All right. Well, everyone basically picked my picks, but I don't give a flippity.
Oh, good catch, Rev. Jeez, that would have been widely open too.
Waterford Legend Cars, PJ Evans, just because I can't pick Jacob Burns. Touring Series, Pro 4s, Doug Meservey Jr. Going to ACT, Jimmy Renfrew Jr.
That is
What
his
the
name.
hell was that?
That is his name.
Okay, I said it correctly. Cool.
Yes.
OG Street Stocks, I'm going with Nick Hovey. And then I'm doing Open Street Stocks, Ryan Lynham.
I mean, it's just Chalk City.
Okay.
Oh my
I feel
gosh.
like it's hard not to be
There's
with
been
what
a
we
lot
have
of
running.
there's been a lot of
Seriously.
intersections with these picks.
I mean, I looked at the MRS and I was just like, yeah. I mean, like what Sid said, it's probably one of those guys. Toss the coin.
Diego, go.
Man.
Last and least.
Make sure you
I
pick.
just hate, you know what I do?
If you pick the pass race, make sure you pick one of the 4
I
races.
hate,
Yeah, pick race 4.
like, I'd like to mention other people, but I already filled out my sheet. So I'm going OG Streeter. I'm going our guest, Nick Hovey.
Oh, okay.
What a shock.
Pro 4, I'm going Rob Ricciardi.
We don't know.
Open Streeters, I got to go with Lynham. MRS, I'm going same thing. Who should I go with? He's so good there.
Who's he?
Brian Roby is so good there.
He is. That's his territory.
I got to take him. I mean, does it even matter?
Yes, because that's who I picked, and now he's screwed.
Thanks, Diego. Let's go. Come on, buddy. That's what I'm talking
My
about.
last one, I'm going.
You want Rob to win?
I'm going ACT.
Be careful now. Don't get this wrong. Tapley will get on you.
Tapley, Tapley, tell me if I picked the wrong guy here. Okay. I'm going. This is a safe bet.
Yeah.
Gabe Brown.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Right? He's won at Oxford multiple times.
Man,
We should make a segment called like
What?
like the Tapley corrections. Can you make a caricature of him? We'll work on some artwork.
Oh, should we? I was thinking we could call it "What's on Tapley."
What's on Tapley?
You like that?
I like that. That's good. All right, we'll post those pics and we'll see what happens. Let's carry on, shall we? What do you think, Rams?
1 frame per second.
Dude, this
why
happens
does that
every
do
week
that?
now. I don't know what the hell the issue
I don't know
is.
what's up with that. I don't know. Rob makes
Seconds per
animation.
frame right there.
Send your complaints to Rob at the sidsviewpodcast.gmail.
I'll make sure to get back to them.
Remy does it better.
Yeah.
All right, on this date in 1994, that's 31 years ago, the film Pulp Fiction was released in theaters. You ever seen that, Diego?
No.
You've never seen Pulp Fiction?
Oh, I did. I'm reading it. You caught me by surprise.
Pay attention. This is
I'm
important.
spacing out, bro.
Written and directed by
Sorry.
Quentin Tarantino,
I
it
know it
tells
was.
4 intertwining stories of crime and violence in Los Angeles. The plot was told out of chronological order, contains scenes full of casual conversation and eclectic dialogue that also features an ironic combination of humor and strong violence. It's regarded as the grandfather of modern independent film. The movie's development, marketing, distribution, and profitability had a sweeping effect on the industry. Made for under $9 million, Pulp Fiction earned $214 at the box office, was nominated for 7 Oscars, including winning for Best Original Screenplay. It launched Samuel L. Jackson and Uma Thurman's careers into mainstream success.
They were great in that movie.
And reinvigorated John Travolta's career as he became one of the biggest movie stars of the 1990s. The cast also included Bruce Willis, Ving Rhames, Eric Stoltz, Rosanna Arquette, Harvey Keitel, Christopher Walken, and Tarantino himself. It is widely considered one of the greatest films ever made. And wouldn't you know, I got some pictures for you here. That is the movie poster, which is actually... Also, switch over to our man Nick. It's right behind our hot seat there. They usually block the old movie poster, but that is it. With Uma Thurman.
Look at her gritting down.
Oh yeah, with the gun.
Oh yeah.
So that's Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson.
Baller.
Tremendous opening sequence. And then of course it wouldn't be a classic Travolta film if he wasn't dancing. That's him when they were at Jack Rabbit Slim's, another iconic scene. Involved they giving a little adrenaline a shot to some junkies. Yep, that was a weird scene. And then of course Harvey Keitel was the wolf, excellent character. And then lastly Bruce Willis and Ving Rhames. Well, you have to see the movie. I won't get into too much detail about what's going on in this scene, but it was it was pretty entertaining.
Very quotable movie too.
Definitely quotable. A lot of yeah.
We ask it a lot on the podcast.
I saw that movie 5 times in the movie theater.
What?
I was infatuated with it. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. All right. Rob's ready to roll. No, actually, I'm ready to roll. I don't know. Whatever. Critical Speed. What's on tap? Here we go. Come on. What's going on here? Here it is. All right. Tapley, I don't know. Send your questions about the pass race at Oxford's to Scott Tapley at actor.com. And he will explain it better than I did because apparently I don't know what I'm talking about. But the Pro Truck, the Open Streeters, Enduros, Legend Cars, that's not updated now. You're saying it's 25 to win. So there's a lot going on. I can't keep up with these graphics, people. Pass has a makeup on Friday. Act is there Saturday. Tapley can email you what's going on Sunday. The MRS is at Claremont on Saturday, and Pro 4s are there as well. So big thanks to Critical Speed. Good luck to everybody going down there, including our guest there, Nick Hovey. Go there and spank him in the old street stock race, will you?
Actually, I hope Walt wins.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going for Pops to
I mean,
win?
if I don't win, I hope he wins.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't win, I pray I beat him.
Yeah, all right. I like that.
I know one thing. We're going to have a little probably Longhorn after that. It'll make for a
Yeah,
great-
Sean's buying. That's part of the deal. He's
Whoa! All right, I like that. All right, let's figure it out here. Let's find out who won the week, shall we?
Who are you?
Brought to you by Skake It. We say it right.
All right, so I wrote down some names here. I got Matt Hirschman winning the Race of Champions for the 10th time. I got John McKennedy for winning the Outlaw Mod and the New England Super Mods, and then he finished second, I believe. Was it in the ROC race? Yes.
Yeah, well, I think while blowing up.
Yeah, right. His car was smoking there the last few laps. Todd Owen for having getting his title at the 3rd Connecticut track, making him one of 3 people to do that. Ryan Lynham for winning both street stock and open street stock race, and our man Nick Hovey for winning his 2nd SK Light title in a Connecticut track this year. Who else you got there, Diego?
Ooh. I mean, do you vote on Swanson?
Oh yeah, Swanson's a good one.
I got one for you.
Remy,
all right, let's hear it.
Oh, sorry. Do you want Remy to go?
I didn't pick yet.
I was just gonna say Remy just said Randy Cabral for the first driver's dual NEMA champion, and Larry Barnett for getting his 7th Thompson track championship.
Yep.
Man,
what are you thinking, Preston?
For my vote?
Yeah. You guys,
I'm feeling Owen.
all right, Todd Owen he's going with. All right, I got to start making a list here for Rob. I'm going with McKennedy.
Really?
Yeah. Open mod and a super mod in the same weekend, and a 2nd in the ROC race. Pretty stout. That's what I'm going with.
I'm gonna do what I've been doing all year.
Okay. In studio guest.
That's right.
All right.
Pick up his 2nd championship of the year. It's a good feat.
Bonssa, what do you got?
He's probably not going to win, but he deserves it, in my opinion. Randy Cabral.
That's a good one.
Dual series champion at NEMA. No one's ever done it. And both divisions are tough. And he's been at it for a long time to do it.
Reminator.
Same as Bonza.
Somebody's smart.
Cabral. Okay. Interesting. Rob, what do you got?
I like the Cabral pick. I mean, I was going to ask if anyone had ever done it. I didn't
No, he's
get
the
the
first
opportunity
one.
to do that. That's worth the win of the week for me.
All right. So let's have them picks keep coming in here.
I was worried. There was like a full minute of dead silence in the chat. I was like, where the hell's these votes?
because it's like there was
There's so
a lot
many
of
voices
winners.
this
like
week.
Dave Trudeau, probably deserves it.
Jake Johnson.
Yeah, Dave Trudeau's been at it a long time. I can't remember if he won a championship.
Yeah.
See, look, now they're just flying.
That dude has been at it forever.
And you could say Ron Silk for how much he dominated the race.
What do we have for what's the car count with the OG 25 now? Why we're waiting for more votes to come in?
Last I knew there was 17 or 18, right, Nick?
I believe it's 18.
18
That's
right
a banger.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
That's going to be great.
That's,
I mean,
that's a good size.
It's a great field of guys. Who
Do you know who
registered
my
anyway.
brother was super excited about coming? Is the girl in the 99.
Isabella.
He was so excited that Isabella was coming. And he's like, I had to talk to him. I wanted him to come. And that's the one person he said to me. He's like, Diego, I'm super pumped that Isabella's coming to the race.
I think it's cool to see Kevin in a street stock because I never got to see him in a street
he
stock
was
when
good.
he won the championship.
Yeah,
So it's a throwback for him to get back in a street stock
I'm
for the first
excited.
time.
I'm excited to really watch all these guys. The Stafford regulars at the bowl. It's going to be a show. Because you got Gambacortas, the Hoveys, Downey, but it's going to be so much fun.
There's a lot of stories intertwined within that field.
I'm looking forward to this weekend's races again, and it's at my home track, so it makes it that much better for me.
All right. Well, the votes have kind of trickled,
All right,
tapered off.
you want the in studio ones?
Yeah.
So we have 3 for Cabral, and that includes you.
Okay.
And then we have 1 for Nick Hovey.
Yep.
Then we have 1 for John McKennedy. And we have 1 for Todd Owen.
All right. We cut the votes now. I can give you the results.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Huh?
Go for it.
All right. With 1 apiece. Sean Monahan, and I quote, for being the funniest guy in the pits. Isn't that so sweet?
Okay.
Matt Swanson. Matt Swanson with 1 vote. Ron Silk with 1 vote. Larry Barnett with 1 vote. Meg Fuller with 1 vote. Todd Owen with 1 vote. Nick Hovey, our in-studio guest, with 3. John McKennedy with 5. And by a single vote, Randy Cabral takes the win for the week.
Wow.
Bonzi started the trend for that one. You really did.
Yeah, I like that. All right, listen, it's only 9:03. Look at us getting the show in at a
2
reasonable
hours, baby.
hour. That's a good job by us. All right, everybody, listen, follow us at socials. Thank you, Remy. Turn that down a little bit there. Thank you. Follow us on socials. You know the deal. We do reels. They're absolutely hilarious. Diego, take us home, brother.
Hell yeah, man. Special thanks to Belltown Motors for the weekly update. Of course, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nugget. Hoosier Tyrese for the Popcorn Stat Chat. 32 Signs for the weekly pick'ems. Ed Marceau, Firewood and Land Clearing for viewer mail. Serve Pro of Norwich for the Chalkboard Chatter. Of course, Monaco Ford for the results ticker. Riley Generators solid with the Pop Culture Minute. Critical Speed and the OG25 for What's on Tap. Skate It LLC for Who Won the Week. Serve Pro and JDL Motorsports for the point standings. Special thanks to Pops and Mid-State Site Developments for the stat drop and Did You Know. Always specially and grateful for Seacon Grand Prix for firing up the hot seat. Very happy to have one of my employees and one of my favorite drivers this year, Nick Hovey, two-time champ. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It should be fun. I'm excited to get back in street stock this weekend and give you guys something to talk about on Tuesday.
Nice. That's what we're talking about.
Bonza and Preston. Oh, you guys are great. So thanks for the help. Vault Productions Studio is obviously badass. And last but not least, podcast members, appreciate your loyalty in the chat. Thank you so much.
I'd like to say a special thank you to Yankee Racer, Kenny Kurtala, and Speedbowl History for the videos. Also, a big thank you to Renee Dugas for the photos tonight.
Well done there, Remy. Diego, Dave Trudeau, 2015 mini stock champion at Thompson Speedway.
All right, thank you.
All right, everybody. What's going on now? We have, there's 47 races up at Oxford to pass, according to Scott Tapley. And then we, I love you, Scott. I'm just playing. And then the Smacktoberfest down at the Bowl. We'll go over it all next Tuesday. Who we having in studio next Tuesday, Diego? Any idea?
Yeah, I do.
Who?
I don't know.
High Roller.
Oh, it's great.